Showtime in the stadium, lights so bright we can't sit still. Hot dogs and a cold chill, we go wild just for the thrill. Cheerleaders doing their dance, crowd in a football trance. Friends and beers in every hand, living life like we planned. Let's step and go, we won't slow down in this wild football show. Let's step and go, we'll make some noise in this big crowd we know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, one and all, to tonight's live stream. It is our final stream of the week, and thank the Lord, because my voice cannot take too much more of this. What's up, guys? Welcome to today's game. We've got the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers playing tonight for Monday Night Football. I read some of the chats over here just a moment ago. I see you guys talking about football. And talking about next Monday night. So, from my understanding, there will be 2 Saturday games, 2 Sunday games, and then Monday Night Football is supposed to be the college football championship game. So, definitely going to be doing all 5 of those games next week. But for now, before the week is over, we got to finish up this one here. Steelers technically at home. Not technically. The Steelers are at home for this game. They got the rights to it. Before we get too far into all of this, a couple of updated slides. We'll start with the playoff brackets so you guys can see what the playoff picture looks like right now. Okay, guys, it's Monday Night Football, and the winner of this game will go on to face the New England Patriots in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. This is your playoff picture. You've got the Seattle Seahawks hosting the 49ers, the Bears hosting the LA Rams, the Denver Broncos hosting the Buffalo Bills, and the New England Patriots hosting whoever's left over at this point. We will see who wins. I said it moments ago. Let the record show that I do believe the Houston Texans will win this game. It does not mean that I'm rooting for them, although a little bit. But I do believe Houston is going to win this game. I have my reasons, and we'll go into those stats and reasons why here in just a moment. Also, an updated draft board. We'll talk about this, guys. You'll notice another change down here. Jaguars, obviously, we saw the Chargers lose. We saw the Eagles lose. The Jaguars also lost. They've given their pick away to the Cleveland Browns. The Browns now have 2 picks in the top 24 for next year's NFL draft. But all of that stuff we can talk about later. Let's break down some of these numbers. Now, I'm going to start with the good about this, guys. I'm going to start with the good for the Houston Texans, and that's the fact that they are arguably top 2 defenses in the NFL. When it comes to points per game allowed, yards per game allowed, yards per play, and third down efficiency, all of those numbers are in the top 6. Inside the red zone, a success rate giving up to opposing offenses at a 56, almost 57% success rate for the Houston Texans defense. But this defense has been the bread and butter of this team. And for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with the Houston Texans, just know this. They have won the last 9 games in a row. Victoria is back in the chat. What's going on, Victoria? Good to have you in the chat. Great to have you back for another game. Is Mario going to be covering the Pro Bowl, asks Miguel. I don't know, Miguel. I might be covering 1 or 2 of the events, but I definitely won't be covering the flag football game. Victoria, thanks for checking back in. Welcome back for another day to the boss lady, rock and roll. Texans are hot right now, says Cliff Marcos. Yes, they are. Again, 9 games in a row, and C.J. Stroud is pretty good in the postseason. C.J. Stroud ain't half bad in the postseason. To get here, they've had to beat the Chiefs, they had to beat the Chargers, they had to beat the Colts, and they had to get a couple of other wins along the way. The Houston Texans, right? Offensively, they can do enough. They can do enough. I don't think that this team really is the team that is going to be the highest scoring one, But if there's any truth to the phrase that says defense wins championships, this team could definitely get there. Now, Texans, points per game, yards per game. In the yellow right here, but still just outside the top 12 for the offense as far as points per game offensively, just under 24 points per game. Patrick asking, is Metcalf off of suspension yet? Yes, DK Metcalf is back for this game. Shout out to the real ACT saying what is up. What's going on, man? Welcome in. Looks like Johnny Gonzo Espalon or El Panzon checks in for the Pittsburgh Steelers, dropping his diamonds out there. What's going on, Isaiah? What's up, Miguel? What's up, Preston? Hello, Mr. Robert Zamora, Mr. James Osborne, Mr. Marcos, Patrick Wonder, Jordan in the house as well. And we got Brida Bike saying, see, even Vegas has Steelers for the win. Not according to this right now. Not according to the spread that I pulled from CBS. According to CBS, the Houston Texans are 3-point favorites in this game. That's according to CBS. But I've got a different spread. Actually, no, that's the same spread that I've got on ESPN. So I think the Houston Texans are definitely favorites in this game, and I'm going to lean towards that. Okay, let's talk about the personnel, and then we'll talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers fairly here as well. C.J. Stroud going to be the starting quarterback for this Houston Texans offense this season. C.J. Stroud has passed for over 3,000 passing yards, 3,041. He's got 19 passing touchdowns and just 8 interceptions. Ladies and gentlemen, out of 17 games that he could have played during the regular season, C.J. Stroud only played 14 of those games. So take this data with a grain of salt. Now, if someone out there wants to do the math and divide 3,041 yards by 14, we can get how many yards per game he's been averaging, and we can compare that. Probably something that we should have done on my side. Don't want to ask you guys to do it, but that's not the point. Point is that C.J. Stroud this season does have over 3,000 passing yards and 19 passing touchdowns with 3 less games this season. Taking a look at Woody Marks, he's going to be your starting running back for today. Woody Marks this year, 2 rushing touchdowns, 700 rushing yards. He has been in a timeshare with Nick Chubb all season long and Derek Mbawale. Nick Chubb has actually slipped down the ranks on the depth chart behind Jawar Jordan, but Jawar Jordan has been ruled out for today's game, so we will be seeing Woody Marks and Nick Chubb and maybe a little sprinkle in here of Derek Mbawale. Okay, top pass catchers this game for the Houston Texans. It's going to be Nico Collins on the far side, Jaden Higgins on the near side here on the left side, and Christian Kirk is your wide receiver 3. Dalton Schultz going to be your starting tight end, and this game could be a big game for Dalton Schultz because the Pittsburgh Steelers are actually bottom 10 when it comes to defending against the tight end. They've given up 10th most points to tight ends, and so this could be a big Dalton Schultz day. Now, I heard another report here about the offensive line and how much this Houston Texans team is definitely missing Laramie Tunsil, and the fact that they shipped out Laramie Tunsil to Washington. Now they're dealing here with Ariante Ursary, who has given up a ton of sacks this season. One of the worst left tackles in football right now, if I recall the data correctly. But Ariante Ursary going to be your starting left tackle for today's contest. Titus Howard going to be your left guard. At center, Jake Andrews. At right guard, Ed Ingram. And at right tackle, Trent Brown. So, 3,000 passing yards, only played in 14 games. Who is he passing this football to? Well, Nico Collins is the big workhorse for this team in the wide receiver room. He's the only wide receiver on this Houston Texans team that has eclipsed 1,000 receiving yards. He's also got 6 receiving touchdowns, tied with Jaden Higgins. Dalton Schultz is the number 2 wide receiver on this team. Dalton Schultz with 777 receiving yards and just 3 receiving touchdowns. Okay, let's take a look at the defense here, because this defense, man, I actually really like this defense. Starting with Will Anderson Jr. on the left side, we're actually going to bounce here. We're going to go from the left side on Will Anderson Jr. to Danielle Hunter on the right end. These are 2 of the best defensive ends in the game, period, end of story. Will Anderson Jr., Danielle Hunter, for the record, these two guys have been really good this season when it comes to getting to the quarterback. 15 sacks for Danielle Hunter, 12 sacks for Will Anderson Jr. That is 27 sacks combined for just these two players. These two guys this season have picked up 27 sacks for this football season. The next closest player is going to be Bennett with just 5. So, yeah, defense, very good piece here for this Houston Texans unit. In the middle here, guys, you'll see Tommy Togiai. We've got Sheldon Rankins at right tackle, Henry Ta'oto, excuse me. Aziz Al-Shair and E.J. Speed going to be your linebackers as well. I heard something pop off in my headphones. Let's take a quick look to see what that was. Looks like another super coming in from Flying Monkey saying Steelers have won 23 consecutive Monday Night Football games. That is a crazy stat, says Flying Monkey. Yes, that is a crazy stat. But let me ask you this stat, and this will be on the trivia quiz. When was the last time that the Pittsburgh Steelers won a playoff game? Take that stat. Take that stat, Flying Monkey. Okay, so I left that open-ended for you. Thanks for this super chat. Derek Stingley on one side, arguably the best player on the secondary, and Kamari Lassiter on the other. Jalen Petrie and Kalen Bullock going to be your other players in the secondary. Okay. Thanks for that super chat, dude. Okay, guys, let's cut over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, Pittsburgh Steelers come into this game at 10-7. And just for a quick reminder here, folks, let's take a quick look at the stats. This is the stats on one side for the Houston Texans. Take that, soak it in, take a quick look right there. These are the stats for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers scoring less points and giving up more points than the Houston Texans. So, Houston Texans doing better at scoring points and better at defending. And honestly, the defense, by comparison, is pretty bad. Now, you can take into consideration that T.J. Watt has missed some time, but apples to apples, just heads-up comparison, it doesn't seem like there's much separating these two teams offensively, but defensively, head and shoulders better than the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. The Houston Texans defense has definitely shown up. And if that defense can show up here today against Aaron Rodgers and get a couple bags against Aaron Rodgers and force Jalen Warren and DK Metcalf and Kenneth Gainwell into tough situations, predictable situations, then I do believe that the Texans are going to have some success. But there are some dogs on this team, starting with, yes, Old Man Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers this season, 24 passing touchdowns, just 7 interceptions. He has a 23rd ranking QBR, and he's 15th in passing yards this year. Next to him, Jalen Warren, finally getting his first season to be the starter, living in the shadow of Najee Harris. And here he is in a timeshare. Kind of expected it to be a timeshare. Wasn't expecting it to be this much of a timeshare with Kenneth Gainwell, but that's kind of a good thing because you do have a 1-2 punch here with this Pittsburgh Steelers offense with the Jalen Warren and the Kenneth Gainwell. I'm really pleasantly surprised by how good Kenneth Gainwell has been this season. I was actually expecting a much bigger rise from Caleb Johnson. I think a lot of you guys were too. Early this season, before the draft, right, or during fantasy football drafts, we all thought Caleb Johnson could easily take Jalen Warren's job. It didn't work out that way. Anyways, the good news here for the Pittsburgh Steelers is that they are getting DK Metcalf back. Now, they are thin at wide receiver talent. Calvin Austin III going to be your wide receiver number 2, and Adam Thielen, your wide receiver number 3. Top tight end today, technically on the depth chart, is Pat Freiermuth, but Jonnu Smith, Connor Hayward are both going to be available as well. Darnell Washington officially on IR. Okay, guys, offensive line here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Starting on the left side, Dylan Cook. Left guard going to be Isaac Seumalo. At center, Zach Frazier. At right guard, you'll see Mason McCormick. And at right tackle, Troy Fautanu. This makes up the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. So you tell me, taking a look at these teams head-to-head, We don't normally bounce back and forth right now like this. But Texans offense, Stroud, Marks, Collins, Higgins, Kirk, Schultz. Steelers offense, Rodgers, Warren, Austin, Metcalf, and Thielen. Which one are you feeling better with offensively? Offensively speaking. Well, I do like the offensive line better here for the Pittsburgh Steelers than I do like for the Houston Texans. But it's not just the offensive line that makes this all happen. Let's take a look at the defense now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Good, solid unit here, and honestly, this is one of the chalkier teams in the NFL with really big names on the defensive side, starting with Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton at nose tackle, and Derek Harmon at right defensive end. TJ Watt is back in the mix, and if you don't know TJ Watt, his shared record with Strahan was just broken this season. He had 22.5 sacks in a single season. This season, Myles Garrett broke that with 23. So TJ Watt, needless to say, is one of the best players to ever play linebacker. Peyton Wilson going to be on one side and Patrick Queen on the other. So left inside linebacker Patrick Queen, right inside linebacker Peyton Wilson, and Alex Highsmith gonna get the start, but Nick Herbig likes to line up here in this linebacker spot as well, and Nick Herbig is another man who can definitely get to the quarterback. Love the front seven here for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. We take a look here at the secondary, and that's where you lose me. I think that's the biggest difference between these two teams, is that the front seven for both of them are fantastic, but that secondary for the Houston Texans, just a little more bite, in my opinion. Taking a look, not Jalen Petrie, wrong team. Left corner right now, James Pierre. Right corner, Joey Porter Jr. Your two safeties, Chuck Clark and Kyle Duggar. That makes up the Steelers' defense. So taking a quick look head-to-head right here. Again, love both of the front sevens here. But the secondary, in my opinion, for the Houston Texans, the four guys on the edges outside of the front seven, give the Houston Texans that big advantage. Okay. One of the big advantages right now that I think the Pittsburgh Steelers have is Mike Tomlin. Now, a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans are on the fence. They are saying to themselves, it's time to let go of Mike Tomlin. They're also saying to themselves and realizing that this man has left a forever-lasting impact on this organization. Tied for the most wins in Steelers franchise history. One more win today would break that record for Mike Tomlin. 19 seasons here. He's 1-1 in the Super Bowl, 193 regular season wins, 114 regular season losses, 8 playoff wins, 11 playoff losses. It's been a while since they've got to win in the postseason, but Mike Tomlin, boy oh boy, has he been consistent as a head coach. Now, on the other side, DeMeco Ryans. He's played in the NFL. He was a player here defensively for the Houston Texans. He's been the head coach for the Houston Texans here. This is his third year now. 32 regular season wins, 19 regular season losses. He's got 2 playoff wins and 2 playoff losses. And, of course, the Houston Texans have never been to the Super Bowl. But, for what it's worth, in these 3 seasons, he does have the highest win percentage in Houston Texans franchise history. Fact. And I saw something earlier today on CBS that was saying they broke down all of the reasons why teams could and don't or win the Super Bowl. And I won't bore you with the details because I actually didn't retain too many of them. But the end point that they were making is that the only team that fits the criteria, and I'm not the one saying this, by the way, I just heard it today. CBS dropped it 4 days ago in case you're looking for it on YouTube. But they said that the only team that meets the criteria for all of the things that you need to win the Super Bowl are the Houston Texans. And that, to me, is mind-blowing. No pressure, CJ Stroud. No pressure. Okay, folks, quick quarterback-to-quarterback comparison. Aaron Rodgers did play all of the games this season. CJ Stroud, again, missed 3 of them. In a 3-game absence, you'll notice about 300 less yards for C.J. Stroud. Stroud does have more rushing yards. He has less total touchdowns. He's thrown more interceptions this season. Pretty close on the completion percentage. Pretty close on the passer rating. Sacks taken, I wonder where it would be if you added those extra 3 games. Probably be a lot closer in all of these categories. We've got a quarterback situation that is way closer than a lot of people care to admit. I do believe, weirdly enough, that C.J. Stroud and Aaron Rodgers, at least right now in 2025, production-wise, are almost the same quarterback outside of the scrambling variable right there for C.J. Stroud. But as far as wisdom and having been in this position before and having having so much more experience in the postseason, Aaron Rodgers is going to be cool, calm, and collected. One would think, one would hope, but we'll see how this game turns out. FDJC Engine, welcome in, sir. Thank you for checking in. FDJC Engine, welcome back, my friend. Hello, hello, hello. Rodgers, double check, says Isaiah Garcia. Primo, Puertorriqueño, Mario, ¿cómo estás? Casi, Bill Pasta. I actually got this one here that my mom brought for me from the DR. Dominican flag, República Dominicana. Dice abajo merengue y hasta tiene mi nombre. Hasta tiene mi nombre, ya tú sabes. Mi mamá me consiguió esto la última vez que estuvo ahí. Anyways, gotta have my Dominican flag, man. Gotta have my Dominican flag from time to time. Okay, I'm here for it, says King Harlem. What up, King Harlem? Shout-outs to MV Diablo saying it's a scrambling league. Honestly, dude, it kind of is a scrambling league these days. Definitely is a espectaculoso, dice Bill. Let's go. That means spectacular, by the way. Thanks for calling another game, says Angel. Yeah, dude, anytime. Angelo, Ridgy? What's going on, man? Okay. Super Mario says 49ers Red Zone. Symmetry says Swaggy. Symmetry. Philly, you're welcome, my friend. Okay, guys. So, defensive comparison. You talk to me, guys. What do you think here? We look at the number of turnovers forced. It is actually very close. We look at the number of sacks. It is very close. Take a look at that, guys. 2 turnover difference, advantage Houston Texans. 1 sack difference, advantage the Pittsburgh Steelers. But the rest of it is where we see the separation between the two teams. Giving up 60 more passing yards and giving up 20 more rushing yards. That's almost an entire football field extra given up by the Pittsburgh Steelers in any given game. Looks like Lance checking into the chat as well. Wife watching game on TV. Me, I'm here with you guys. What up, Lance? Thanks for checking in, sir. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rock and roll, guys. We're going to have a good day. This is it. This is the last game of the week. This is the end of the wild card round. Hit the likes, 100K, says William Hodge. Let's go. Not Mason Rudolph, says Green Thumbs. Whew. Hopefully no Mason Rudolph tonight. Dennis, what's going on? Owl on the Prowl saying special teams, special teams, special teams. And we can talk about special teams here as well. If you want to just do a quick comparison between like Chris Boswell, if you want to do a quick comparison between Chris Boswell and Fairbairn this season, looks like Fairbairn's played 15 games. Looks like Boswell's played all 17. If we look at, let's scroll down just a little bit here. Okay, to satisfy this need right here for Owl on the Prowl, which I think is fair, let's do a quick just stat analysis here. For the record, Kaimi Fairbairn this season has attempted 48 field goal attempts. He has made 44 for the Houston Texans special teams. On the other side, Chris Boswell has attempted just 32 field goals and has made 27 of them. Chris Boswell, an 84% field goal kicker this season, and Kaimi Fairbairn, a 91% field goal kicker this season. That's just so everybody knows the numbers where they sit. And maybe we can bring those up again later throughout this game. Running back comparison, not good for either side if I'm being honest. Rushing yards per game, the Houston Texans are still technically outgaining the Pittsburgh Steelers, but not by much. They run the football about 28 times per game. Pittsburgh Steelers run it about 24 times per game. We look at yards per attempt. Steelers are more productive with their carries. And we look at rushing touchdowns per game. The Steelers almost double the number of rushing touchdowns against the Houston Texans. But I don't think the Texans are too worried about that when they look at this passing yards allowed number. They're going to try to exploit that secondary that we talked about just minutes ago. Remember how I said the Pittsburgh Steelers secondary is sus in comparison to the Houston Texans secondary? That is the stat that verifies what I just said. Okay, so running back comparison, I think the Houston Texans are going to rely on C.J. Stroud a little bit more today, and I think if they can start getting the Houston Texans, if the Houston Texans offense can actually get on rhythm through the air, then it will open things up underneath because, that being said, the Pittsburgh Steelers' ground defense is actually pretty solid. Wide receiver comparison for these two teams, both of them are kind of mid, but even then the Houston Texans have the advantage in most of the categories here. We look at yards per game, 218 to 203 through the air for the wide receivers. Targets per game, pretty close, but the Texans receivers on average get 2 more targets per game. Receptions per game, yeah, that's about the same right there. Average yards per reception, also very, very close. That's why these two teams aren't too far apart from one another through the air, but it's that defense that's going to make the difference today, folks. Guaranteed, telling you right now, it's going to be the defense that makes the difference today. Okay, looks like they're doing the national anthem once again, folks, for those of y'all checking into the chat just right now. A quick look again at the NFL postseason picture. Seattle Seahawks had the bye week. We'll start on the left side, actually. How about this? Broncos had the bye week. Broncos, Bills next weekend. Patriots are watching this game to see who they will be facing after their win over the Chargers last night in one of the most boring games I've seen in a long time. Dude, last night's game was bad, bro. But we finished it. We trudged through the mud, and we made it. Looks like Narn Anderson. Haven't seen you in a while, Narn. Welcome back. Narn is in the chat saying, I am here. Arriba, says Narn Anderson. What's going on, Narn? Fist bumps to you, my friend. Thanks for checking in. What is the Timo up there? You're saying the temp, I'm thinking? The temp, I actually don't know, but it seems to be cold, everybody. I can see the breath on everyone. And I don't know if that's Cam Hayward just getting gray in his beard or if that's ice in his beard, but hey, I was super excited for that game, dude. I was ridiculously excited for that game, and it was terrible. Kurt asking, how am I feeling today? Kurt, I'll say this, man. I've been drinking a lot of hot tea to keep things loose. I did my vocal massages. I did my warm-ups today, which I almost never do. Had to do it today because the last 4 days we had what did we have? We had the Verbo, whatever that first bowl game was. It was the Fiesta Bowl. We did the Fiesta Bowl. The next day, the Peach Bowl. Then 2 wild card games. Then 3 wild card games. And now we've got today. So after the past few days, this whole area is starting to feel it a little bit. But that's okay. That's okay. We'll get through today for sure, for sure. Hakuna Matata. Isabel, what's going on? Not trying to spam the comments. I think Houston will win. The Bills game stressed me out yesterday, says Isabel. Don't worry, Isabel. You won't have to stress out about the Buffalo Bills for too much longer. I don't see them getting past the Denver Broncos this season, so I'll just leave that out there. Ooh, Bills fans. Ooh, Bills fans. Anyways, so, yes, 5 days in a row, Tim. 5 days in a row. Tristan saying over 600 likes and the game hasn't started yet. Heck yeah, says Tristan. Let's go. The Rock Island Rock says that this is a fake game. Okay. What do you think, Rock Island? Who do you think is going to win this game? When people say fake game, they believe that the outcome of this game has already been predetermined. I don't know if it's a fake game or not, but Nathan's saying that breaks my heart, Mario. Okay, there's a reason for it. It's an unstoppable object meets an immovable, or an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. This is going to be a battle. This is going to be a huge clash. I like this game. I like this matchup. I think it's going to be one of the better ones for sure. This one we've already seen twice this season, so that'll be an interesting fight. And then we've got the Bears and the Rams. That'll be super cool too. Listening against the rules at work, says Keith. Don't get in trouble, Keith. Keep those headphones in, though. I got you. The Haunted 8055 saying, are you wearing pants? Am I wearing pants, he asks. If I said no, would that be weird? Would that be weird? If I wasn't wearing pants, would you still keep watching? Yes, dude, I am wearing pants, bro. I'm almost always wearing my black pants. Are you wearing pants? Now, I like to wear a tie and a button down, but I stop right there. That's as far as I go. I don't wear anything else. Okay, let's take a look at the draft order because a couple of things have changed. We should have kickoff any moment now. Kickoff should have actually happened by now, but you know it's ESPN. You know they like to push things back a little bit. You know ESPN likes to push things back a little bit. So, if your team is on this list, that means you have a top 24 pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Let's find out right now. Ooh, I think we're going to get kickoff. I was about to ask you guys where yours is. We might be getting kickoff in just a moment here. Hang on. We are lined up for it. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and get this game started. Enough delay here. Let's kick this thing off. And let's start this drive. Let's start this game. The kickoff and a touchback to open things up. The Pittsburgh Steelers going to get the football to start this game. They will start this drive. Looks like at the 20-yard line. Looks like at the 20-yard line. Refresh this, refresh that, refresh the other things. Make sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool beans. Hakuna Matata. We're lined up on the 20-yard line. The Pittsburgh Steelers currently in the huddle here. Break. They line up. Aaron Rodgers. Lots of fog, lots of smoke out there right now. Aaron Rodgers in a single back formation. Jaylen Warren is the running back behind him. A handoff to Jaylen Warren, and he goes right up the middle here. He swerves to the left-hand side. From the 20-yard line, it's a 10-yard pickup brought down by Kamari Lassiter. The Pittsburgh Steelers, on their opening play of today's game, will pick up a Pittsburgh Steelers first down. All right, guys, one play in, and we've already got to say first down. I wonder how many times is Mario going to say first down in the first quarter? What's the over-under for first downs in the first quarter? 14-24, we line up on the left hash. Shotgun formation. Motion on the field right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hands to the helmet. Looks like this time it's Ben Skowronek who was the motion man. Looking to the right, throwing to the right. A wide receiver screen for DK Metcalf will break for about 17 yards. That'll be a play on the right-hand side. And another Pittsburgh Steelers first down. DK Metcalf gets his first target and his first catch of the day and moves the football from the Pittsburgh 30 to the Pittsburgh 47. 17-yard pickup. We're 3 yards shy of the midfield marker here. 27 yards later, they started this drive on the 20-yard line. We line up on the 47. You know the drill. Whatever happens, blame Geno Smith, says I feel weird ×2. Okay. Here's a snap, here's a handoff, and Jaylen Warren going to get popped pretty hard there. Tackle going to be made by Derek Stingley. It brings up a second down and 8. So I feel weird ×2. I was actually making a Jeers page. I wanted to have an additional slide, still working on it. I did not know until today that Geno Smith led the league in interceptions and in sacks taken. He's actually tied with Cam Ward with 55 sacks taken this year. Ouch, if you're Geno Smith. Okay, 47-yard line. Call it the 48-yard line here. I got a 2nd down and 9 on my TV screen. A handoff to the right-hand side, and Jaylen Warren will pick up enough to get to the 50. It brings up a 3rd down and 7, and we are now at the 50-yard line. Jaylen Warren will check out. It is a 3rd down. You heard that right, guys. It is a 3rd down coming up here. Pittsburgh looking to convert their first 3rd down of the day. And looks like the clock has stopped for some reason right now. Reed might be injured here for the Houston Texans. Oh, I need to grab my cheat sheet. Hold on, I gotta walk all the way around to get to my printer to grab a file that I needed that I left in here. It is 3rd down and 7. Jalen Reed, the 6th-round pick, the rookie in the 2025 draft out of Penn State, is exiting the field right now. He's unbuckling his chin strap. He's on the sideline. DeMeco Ryans said, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." 3rd down and 7. 12 minutes and 28 seconds here left to go. Get the clock back in order. It is 3rd down, folks. 3rd down, and Aaron Rodgers will line up. Play clock down to 10. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers, 3 receivers on the left, and Kenneth Gainwell and another man at the top of the screen. Play clock down to 2. Rodgers on the right hash, looks to the right, throws to the right. It is way incomplete, and it brings down a 4th down and 7. So 4th down and 7. Pittsburgh Steelers at the 50-yard line. Something tells me it's time to punt. Pittsburgh Steelers going to send this back over to the Houston Texans. Dang, guys, it's Wild Card. It's the last game of the Wild Card weekend. It's Monday Night Football, and you're watching it here with me on Football Nation. The snap, the punt. I did not know that Waitman was a left-legged punter. And Jalen Noel. Someone said it was Noel. So Jalen Noel going to signal a fair catch. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans at the 10-yard line. So opening drive of the day was Pittsburgh Steelers. Remember that, folks, because I know inevitably someone's going to ask who gets football at half. Pittsburgh Steelers opening drive of the day is foiled by the Houston Texans defense. Opening drive, no points, results in a punt. This is the opening drive now for the Houston Texans, but before we get there, ESPN is going to take a quick commercial break. So commercial break for us. Commercial break for us right now. Buffalo Bill, question mark? Hey, I love a low bill, says Swaggy McNolegs. I don't know, Mario. Texans are better team, probably going to win, but old people need to win too. Go Aaron Rodgers, says Harry Dog Food. They do. They do. Val, anytime. Anytime, Val. As if the last, it's not Dallas. LOL. Steelers suck, says Marcos. Well, we'll see, man. We'll see. Duck Bill? Duck Bill. Is he here? Is Duck Bill here? The duck guy, the Oregon duck guy from yesterday? I hope so. ¿Quién va a ganar hoy? Me pregunta Sergio. Sergio, yo dije que los Tejanos van a ganar, pero, ¿qué sé yo? I'm just a guy online, dude. I'm just some guy who wears a tie on the internet here. I don't know nothing, man. I wasn't given the NFL script. I have no idea who's going to win this game. But I can tell you that I believe the Houston Texans have the stronger defensive unit. And again, if there is any merit to the phrase that we have heard for decades now, defense wins championships, this is the best possible time. Again, the Houston Texans defense has been very good. Top tier across the board. And right at the cutoff there, technically in the top half when it comes to red zone efficiency. 17 and lower would be the bottom half. Anything after 17. So I don't know why people keep saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers are 3-point favorites. Where does it say that? My spread at the bottom of the screen says the Houston Texans are 3-point favorites. And so does ESPN and CBS. 320. What up, 320? Thanks for checking in. Okay. Folks, 1st and 10. Houston Texans on the 10-yard line. C.J. Stroud will hand this off right-hand side. Woody Marks will pick up 5 yards on the opening play. He'll be brought down by T.J. Watt. It starts the clock. It's 2nd down and 5. 2nd down coming up now. I got you, Teats Treats, or Teat Streets. We always go over this. Teats Treats, what's up? Thank you. Teats in the house. Treats in the house. 11 and a half minutes, folks. It's a 2nd down and 5. C.J. Stroud in a shotgun formation. Here's the snap for him. 4-man rush comes in. A delivery up the middle. Oh, my goodness, the tip drill. It was intended for Nico Collins. The pass is incomplete, and Nico Collins is down on the ground. Slow to get up right there. A little rattled after this one. It brings up a 3rd down and 5, and we stay on the Houston Texans 15-yard line. Okay. 3rd down and 5. We are lined up on the Houston Texan 15-yard line. The incomplete pass intended for Nico Collins will stop the clock with 11 minutes and 17 seconds here left to go. Nico Collins comes off the field. He might be getting evaluated here. Maybe not, but he will be out on this play. 3rd down, right hash. Motion here for the Houston Texans. Dropping back, C.J. Stroud in a pocket that starts to collapse. He throws it upfield. I think this is going to be caught. I think it's Christian Kirk. That's good. 1st down, Houston. Christian Kirk makes one heck of a grab upfield. It's a 36-yard catch for Christian Kirk. He hangs on to that football, wraps that thing up with both arms. Wraps that thing up with both arms. C.J. Stroud straight up floated it and left the gooseneck out there. He left that gooseneck out there. C.J. Stroud knew that was a money ball. It's a 1st down. We're across midfield at the 49-yard line in Steelers territory. The snap, the handoff, up the middle they go. This time the ball carrier is going to be Nick Chubb. Chubb will pick up about 2 yards. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 8. What a grab by Christian Kirk. Blown coverage there defensively, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were made to pay. Good job by C.J. Stroud recognizing it. It was a 3rd down and 5, and that was a beauty of a play, man. Okay, Nick Chubb got the carry after the big 1st down. It was 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 49. It was a 2-yard pickup. It's now a 2nd down and 8 at the Pittsburgh 47. Nico Collins still on the sideline. Woody Marks is the running back in on this 2nd down and 8. Handoff to Woody Marks. Up the middle, Woody Marks goes. Gets to about the 45-yard line, so a 2-yard gain here. It brings up a 3rd down and 6. Familiar? Sound familiar? Another 3rd down? Let's see how Houston handles this. Nico Collins checks back in after sitting out about 3 plays there. Tackle going to be made by Cam Hayward. It's actually going to be a split tackle by Hayward and Watt, according to the cheat sheet here. But a 3rd down and 6 at the Pittsburgh 45. A lot of motion across the field. Wow. Players going from left to right. We still got players going from left to right. Play clock down to 2. 1-0. There's the snap. Got to be a delay of game. Flag probably comes in for it. 9:04. Unless a timeout was called. I think Houston going to be charged a timeout here. We'll stop the clock with 9:04. DeMeco Ryans did call the timeout before the play clock expired. So, timeout, Houston Texans. I don't know if I'm buying all of that, but they gave it to them. C.J. Stroud wanted that snap. You could see him saying, give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball. Snap never came in. DeMeco Ryans said, well, took us too long to get set, which is true. It did take Houston too long to get set. Too much movement back and forth. Like, I understand the movement to create confusion, but don't confuse your own side of things. Anyways, this should clear up the confusion. This timeout should be what the Houston Texans need to get organized for this next play. 9:04 on the clock here in the first quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a shotgun formation. Terrible towels are spinning like crazy here. C.J. Stroud, that's got to be a false start on the right tackle. Yep. Clearly a false start on that play. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Flag came in a little late, but I saw that from up here. So, false start. Offense. Going to be against number 77. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty. Replay. Third down. So, third down and 6 becomes third down and 11. It backs up the Houston Texans to the 50-yard line. And the Texans might just be looking for some, I don't even know if they just want to get into Kaimi Fairbairn field goal range. But from the 50-yard line, they're not there yet. The blitz coming in against Stroud. Stroud's in trouble. T.J. Watt in his face. He throws this to Christian Kirk. The pass is incomplete. Well done on the blitz there. T.J. Watt is a scary-looking dude, and you do not want him running at you full speed with a full head of steam, which is exactly what happened there to C.J. Stroud. The blitz came in. Stroud was in some serious trouble. Had to get rid of it. Okay, fourth down and 11. Looks like after the opening possession now for the Houston Texans, they too will punt. Steelers going to get their second chance of the day. 9 minutes still here left to go in the first quarter. Game still getting started. Couple of jabs here trying to feel each other out. Nobody delivering any real haymakers right there. We got one big play from Christian Kirk, but outside of that, not too much. And here comes the official to mark this down at about the Pittsburgh 28. It's 1st and 10 coming up for the Steelers. It's 1st and 10 coming up here for the Steelers. We get a commercial break. We'll get back to the action momentarily. Okay, let's see the chat. What's up, chat? Okay. Time for a commercial break. Heat it up. Let's go, says Harry Dogfood. Fake punts. That might win the spread, says Geocentric. What up, Geo? We got anchovies and pan pizzas is Sicilian pizza. Focaccia crust, thick done in a pan. That's how they make it in Catania. In Catania? Okay, I don't know where pizza came up in the conversation, but it's football food, so I'll allow it. We're good here. Cool. What's up, James Melby? Hello. Bob saying nothing here. Well, I got him on my side, Bob. Brian saying Pittsburgh. Kevin saying taco truck. Mario Nonia. What up, dude? Welcome back, Mario. Welcome back again, sir. The Pittsburgh Steelers suck, says Council. Sean saying, let's go Texans. Anyone but Pittsburgh. You know, it's not fair, man. It's not fair. It's not fair. So you know what I'm going to ask? Where are my black and gold fans at? Where are the mustard men? There we go. Greg saying, go Steelers. We're looking for Steelers fans right now. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pittsburgh Steelers are getting the football here in just a moment. This commercial break is almost over, so let's find out where the Steelers fans are at. Rafael, what's going on? Maximus, let's go. James says Steelers Nation. Joshua says I'm right here. What is up, Super Ducks? Let's go, brother. I see y'all out in the chat. Steelers Nation. Brandy, Connor, where have you been, Brandy? Feel like I haven't seen you in forever. Forever. Great to have you back, Brandy. Love to see you in the chat. Greg, let's go. Like button, question mark, says Jess. Go Steelers, says Mustang Guy. What up, Mustang Guy? I can't stay for legal reasons. Checking in here as well. So we got a gaggle of folks right now. Tegan Plays. Looks like Vegas Nat. Looks like Power Stroke Syndicate. Aloha. Gaming Bros. LaShawn. Darth Doom. What's up, guys? Okay, so now you guys know who the Pittsburgh Steelers fans are. Make sure that you make those eggs. You grab those eggs, and when you throw through the heads of the Steelers fans. I'm kidding. Okay, I'm kidding. Steelers fans, you guys are welcome to be here. Texans fans, you guys are welcome to be here as well. Pittsburgh Steelers have the football. We are lining up after this commercial break. It's 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line, and Aaron Rodgers will flip the hips, deliver a pass. It's caught, and DK Metcalf gets across midfield. First down, Pittsburgh. The Steelers pick up a monster first down as we come back from this commercial break. DK Metcalf said, watch this. Watch this or I'll punch you in the face. DK Metcalf's words, not mine. DK Metcalf's words, not mine. 1st and 10 at the Houston 47, ladies and gentlemen. The Pittsburgh Steelers have crossed midfield. Opening play here on the second drive, going much better already for Aaron Rodgers and company. Motion from Adam Thielen to the top of the screen. A 4-man rush comes in. Rodgers looks to Metcalf again. Flag comes in. That'll be a DPI. This should be another first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But let's find out what the flag is. 8:10 on the clock. Flag comes in. I'll let you know in just a moment what the white hat says. It is going to be pass interference. Pass interference. Defense against the Houston Texans. DPI is going to be an automatic first down. Pittsburgh. Hoping for a Rodgers touchdown over here, says our boy Palm Beach Trader. Palm Beach Trader MMA is checked into the chat right now, looking for a Rodgers touchdown. Let's see if you get it here, brother. I got myself a 1st and 10 at the Houston 33 after the DPI. Motion from Adam Thielen. A handoff up the middle. Kenneth Gainwell sees a little bit of light. There he goes towards the light and picks up 6 yards. It's a 2nd down and 4. Moving the football from the Houston 33 to the Houston 27. 2nd down coming up now. Houston Texans with the on defense now. Pittsburgh Steelers with the football. We're lined up in between the hashes for the next play here on 2nd down and 4. Aaron Rodgers under center. Kenneth Gainwell is the single back in here. Rodgers calls a change of play. Looks to the left. Looks to the right. Now Thielen is in motion. Hand off to Kenneth Gainwell. A nice juke move there for Kenneth Gainwell. He picks up another 6 yards. It's another first down for the Pittsburgh Steelers. First down, Pittsburgh. 1st and 10 coming up now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They line up on the Houston 21. Back-to-back 6-yard gains for Kenneth Gainwell will work to keep the Steelers on schedule. And good job by Kenneth Gainwell to juke out there to the left. Jalen Petrie at his Marvin the Martian helmet had to make the play. Cracker Jacks, thanks for checking in, my friend. Cracker Jacks, cute dog, by the way. Lined up right now at the 21-yard line. Pittsburgh Steelers take the snap. 5-man rush coming in against the blitz. Aaron Rodgers will float this one. Looks like it's intended for Smith. That pass to Jonnu Smith going to be incomplete. It stops the clock with 6 minutes and 46 seconds left to go. It brings up a 2nd down. Cracker Jacks, thanks for checking into the chat. He says, first time here, definitely not the last. You know, this energy is kind of crazy, dude. I don't know where it comes from. I don't know. I genuinely don't. I genuinely don't. I got a feeling for a touchdown, says Joe. All right, Joe, let's see if it happens. 2nd down and 10. Aaron Rodgers on the 21-yard line. Taking the snap now just outside the red zone. Rodgers will air this out to the end zone. That's going to hit the official upfield. It's another incomplete pass. 2nd down and 10. Another incomplete pass will bring up a 3rd down and 10. That pass was intended for Calvin Austin, although seemed like it was just kind of airmailed out there shy of the end zone. Will Anderson Jr. is the focal point of the Houston Texans defense at this moment. Everybody focusing right now, all the cameras of ESPN focusing on this Houston Texans defensive side, but the Pittsburgh Steelers have the football as they enter Houston Texans territory. 1 yard outside of the red zone, an empty backfield. Rodgers takes the snap, looks to the left, throws to the left, catch is made on the left-hand side. This time the ball carrier, who made that grab right now on the left-hand side. Marquez Valdez-Scantling made the catch, but it brings up a 4th down and 3. It's a 7-yard grab, and it's going to lead to the first decision of the day for Mike Tomlin. What do you do here, folks? Do you go for it or not? 4th down and 3. 4th down and 3. Looks like they're going to bring out Boswell. Time to bring out Boswell. It's going to be a 32-yard attempt. The kick is up. The kick is down the middle, and the kick for the Pittsburgh Steelers is good. Ladies and gentlemen, those will be the first points of the game. The Pittsburgh Steelers Put 3 points on the board. Okay. So the Pittsburgh Steelers, on their opening drive, had to punt the football away. The Houston Texans, on their opening drive, had to punt the football away. This was the second drive of the day for Houston. The second drive of the day, we got an improvement. We got 3 points on the board. Maybe on the third drive we'll see a touchdown. Who knows? But the Texans are going to line up to receive the kickoff and get their second drive here of the day. So we'll be seeing that after the commercial break that just checked in. Watching muted, listening to you. Knoxville, Tennessee is in the house. What's up, Knoxville? What up, Knoxville, Tennessee? Thank you for checking in today. Thank you for checking in. Okay, let's go, says Bill. Says Mr. Bill Past. Football Nation, Football Nation, Football Nation, Football Nation, Football Nation, Football Nation. What's going on? No sugar for Wanda. Welcome in, Wanda. My wife is a Steelers fan, so I'm all black and yellow tonight, but let's go Cowboys 2026. Bro, you know what, dude? Let's go, bro. My wife is a Green Bay Packers fan. I had to deal with it myself. I'm with you, Born. Let's effing go, bro. Let's go. I'm with you, Born Leader. Born Leader Tez. I feel it, man. I feel it. Hopefully next year, Jerry Jones listens to the angel on his shoulder and not the devil on his shoulder. Hopefully, but we'll see how it goes. Hey, Christopher Alvarez. No team sucks. ¿Qué? No te entiendo, mi amigo. ¿Qué fue eso? ¿Qué fue lo que me dijiste? No te entiendo. ¿Qué un poquito de merengue fue? No sé. ¿Qué onda? ¿Qué onda? Bienvenidos a mi gente dominicano. Salud a cada uno con la bandera. Putting on that pot of coffee, says Anna. Let's go. Team No Socks. Team No Socks. Got it, Chris. I got it. Took me a moment. There we go. We got other flags checking in right now. I love the flags, guys. Love these different countries checking in right here. That's it. St. Charles, no dog in the fight right now, says Hofacker. I'm going to try to read that in a, adult way. I understood that, says the Mr. Mojo. Okay, folks. Let's do this thing. Time to kick off. Houston Texans about to get the football here. Houston Texans getting ready for their second drive of the evening. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a single elimination game. If you do not win this game, your season is over. This lands at the 5-yard line, takes a bounce, and we get a return. Jalen Knoll brings it out to about the 26-yard line. We'll start this drive there for Houston. There we go. I see them. Let's go. Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. South Africa's in the chat. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Let's go. I don't know which flag this one is, Cal. Interesting photo there as well. Okay. Stepping away from the chat. If you guys are leaving comments, I'm letting you know right now, folks, that I cannot see them. The play calling, the game calling right now comes first. So y'all can keep the chat flowing right here. In the meantime, let's call this game. The snap comes in from the 26-yard line. To the left-hand side, a throw is made, a catch is made. Caught at the 30-yard line by Nico Collins. This is going to end up as a 4-yard grab. It brings up a 2nd down and 6. Football at the Houston 30. Ooh. Did you just grab him in the junk? Who was that? Did you really just grab his crotch like that, bro? Joey Porter Jr. just got a handful, a very solid handful of Nico Collins and the boys down there. This is going to be a handoff up the middle. There goes Woody Marks. He'll pick up about 5 yards on 2nd down and 6. It's a 3rd down and 1. Kind of a dirty play to grab a man by his member here. I got you, Ben. I got you. Kind of a dirty play to grab another man by the member when he's on his back defenseless. Come on, bro. Let's play football, not... I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. 3rd down and 1. A snap and a handoff, right-hand side, looks like fighting for the extra yardage. Woody Marks will pick it up, moves the football from the Houston 35 on 3rd down and 1 to the Houston 36. That's good for a Houston Texans first down. First down for Houston. Clock continues to tick right now. 4 minutes and 20 seconds, 4:20 on the clock. You know what that means. Woody Marks is in the backfield right now. Houston with possession. On the right hash, C.J. Stroud will hand this over to Woody Marks. Woody Marks brings this one out past the 40, just to about the 40, folks. So from the Houston 37 to the Houston 40-yard line on 1st down and 10, it's a gain of 3 and brings up a 2nd down and 7. The Pittsburgh Steelers happen to make a stop on that play. It is Patrick Queen who delivers the hit against Woody Marks. Camera focused on Joey Porter Jr. right now. Joey Porter Jr. going to line up on the far left-hand side of the field. Just depends on which way you're looking. The throw to the left-hand side, and Nico Collins gets over there again. Hey, man, make sure you watch your stuff there. Who made the tackle? Was it Joey Porter Jr.? No? Okay, you're good. You're good. You're good. 4-yard pickup. It's a 3rd down and looks like a 3rd down and 3. It was 2nd down and 7 from the Houston 40. A 4-yard gain brings up a 3rd down and 3. Football at the Houston Texans 44-yard line. So we are just now approaching the logo here at midfield. C.J. Stroud lines up for this snap here. We are at the 44-yard line. Stroud takes the snap. The blitz is coming in. Stroud has to air it out. It's up the middle. It's going to be caught. He's going to hang on to it, too. This should be good enough for a first down right now. It's a first down. He'll get up Xavier Hutchinson. First down. Houston Texans. So Xavier Hutchinson picks up a 16-yard play. That catch going to be made by Hutchinson. He is going to be tackled by Jalen Petrie and Clark. Excuse me, I keep saying Jalen Petrie. Why would you be tackled by your own defensive player? That's just wrong. It's going to be Pierre and Clark. This brings up a 1st and 10. Left hash. Under center, Stroud takes the hand. Ooh, he hands this off. It's a flea flicker play, and C.J. Stroud will fumble it, and it's going to be picked off right now. I think this is Steelers football. It is. First down, Pittsburgh. The defense got to C.J. Stroud. It was a terrible play here. Xavier Hutchinson just made a huge 16-yard grab. It was a 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 40-yard line. C.J. Stroud was trying to get away from the pressure, and as he cocks it back, his arm is hit. The football pops forward. The interception is actually going to be made here by Yahya Black. And it looks like the man who forced this one loose is going to be Jack Sawyer. Jack Sawyer, really? Jack Sawyer makes the play, forcing the interception. Okay. Okay. And the Pittsburgh Steelers get the football back. So we watched a lot of Jack Sawyer last season, guys. Those of y'all who watched college football with me last year, you remember me talking about Ohio State when we covered Ohio State? Last season, Jack Sawyer, there he is, making a huge play for this Pittsburgh Steelers team in a postseason game. It is now Pittsburgh Steelers football, and we get the ball here at the 44-yard line. The night is still young. We're still in the first quarter, and it's a 3-point game, ladies and gentlemen, so anything can happen here at this point. Got 2:02 left to go in the first. 2:02 left to go in the first. Got his rookie refactor, says Adam Barton. Did the ball hit the ground? No, it did not. That football was technically, it was fumbled forward and fumbled into the hands of the defense. So it was fumbled into the hands of Yahya Black, just to answer that for you. What happened to Rodgers, says Nanette Jackson. I didn't see anything happening to Nanette Jackson. Not to Nanette. I didn't see anything happen to Rodgers, Nanette. Let's see. Northsider Chicago says Chicago Bears. What up, Chicago Bears? Every player in the league's dream was to be a Cowboy growing up. Let's keep it real, says born leader Tez. Fact. Mario's in the house. Yes, I am definitely in the house. Unbridled instinct. Isabel, thank you very much. Are you covering Saturday and Sunday? Yes, Isabel. I will be covering the games next week. Touchdown coming up, says working possible. Courtney is in the chat. What's going on, Courtney? Lucinda is in the chat. What's going on, Lucinda? Take two drum covers. Checking in right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Okay. Lynn Allen. What's going on, Lynn Allen? Hello. Looks like love one another. What's up, man? Appreciate you. Oh, what's up, ma'am? Hello, love one another. Thanks for checking in. Thank you for checking in. Did you hit 1 million views on Sunday? No. No, we didn't. That's okay, though. We did not hit 1 million views. I think we ended up at like 800 and some change. That's fine. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you are entertained. Commercial break is over. Here comes the snap, opening play after the interception, fumble interception. Not quite sure what to call it. It's going to be a no gain here by the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is going to be a handoff, and it looks like a super chat just came in. Let's see what this one says. Broncos fan, Keith, saying, rooting for Rodgers, playing well at his age, respectable. Would be nice to see the vet get a playoff win. Let's effing go. Let's effing go. So, Keith, I love it. I love it. Yeah, man, why not let the man ride off into the sunset here? Thank you for the super, my friend. Thank you very much. We've got a 2nd down and 10 after the no gain up the middle for Jaylen Warren. On 2nd down and 10 from the 44-yard line, Rodgers will sling it upfield, and it's going to be off the gloves. Oh, man, DK Metcalf. It hit him in the hands. Derek Stingley Jr. was step for step with him, but honestly, that's just going to be a straight-up drop for DK Metcalf. Pass is incomplete on 2nd down. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Metcalf was wide open. Both hands went up. He had both hands on the football. He just couldn't hang on to it. And Rodgers turns around. Rodgers turns around. DK Metcalf knows that you done screwed up, Aaron. I guess it wasn't Aaron's fault. Motion. Waiting for the snap. Juju Smith-Schuster's on the move. Aaron Rodgers in a clean pocket here. Catch is going to be made by Smith-Schuster. Excuse me. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Did I say Juju? I absolutely said Juju. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. How long ago was Juju on this team? How long ago was Juju on this team? It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been like 10 years since Juju was on this team. Anyways, it's a 5-yard grab by MVS. It brings up a 4th down and 5. The football is at the 49-yard line, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will punt. Time to send this back. That's going to take a bounce at the 10-yard line. It is recovered by Jalen Knoll, and this is going to end up bringing up a 1st and 10 for the Houston Texans. About 29 seconds left to go. My apologies for mixing up names. My apologies for living in the past, Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I was just trying to go back to the days when you guys were actually winning Super Bowls. When your boy grows up and asks, how was Dak's legacy as a Cowboy, how will you explain? I'll be honest. I'll say he was good. He wasn't great. I'll say he's done a lot with his charity. I'd say that he did an amazing job through philanthropic works. But as far as bringing success to the Dallas Cowboys franchise, he definitely fell short. Here's a throw to the right-hand side. First catch of the day on the right-hand side. This will be Cade Stover making his first grab today. Stover will pick up about 8 yards on 1st and 10. It brings up a 2nd down and 2. I'll also tell him he got paid too much. He took too much and was thinking about himself instead of thinking about the team. As a Cowboys fan, I think I can say that. Anyways, they're not lining up for another play. They're not lining up for another play here. Someone said to call the effing game, so let me go ahead and do that for you. Since, we're at the end of the quarter, I'll go ahead and start calling the game for you. Well, we're going to have to wait for another, 2 minutes here at this point. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and keep doing my thing. When we get back, it's going to be the start of the second quarter. It'll be second down and 2. We'll put 15 minutes on the clock. The football gods took away DK's ability to use his hands, says Vegeta. Vegeta in vegetarian. The football gods took away DK Metcalf's ability to use his hands. Well, it was a rough one. It was a rough one. He should have caught that. He absolutely should have caught that. It happens, though. It happens. Second down and 2 when we get back. The Houston Texans will have the football, so let's move over this possession needle. We've got about 2 or 3 minutes here until this commercial break is over. In the meantime, let's talk about some of the stats that we've seen so far in this game. CJ Stroud today has completed 5 of 7 for 68 yards. Just 2 fantasy points today. No interceptions, no touchdowns, no mistakes, but no accolades for him today either. Woody Marks, 5 carries for 17 yards. This team about to get the football for their third drive of the day. We'll see how this one goes. We're at the end of the first quarter. The score is just 3-0. Pittsburgh Steelers have the lead, but the Houston Texans will have the football. Nico Collins today has had 3 targets. He's got 2 receptions for 8 yards. On the other side, Christian Kirk, 2 targets, 1 reception. That 1 reception was good for 36. Xavier Hutchinson actually has 1 target, 1 reception for 16. But again, only 5 passes have been completed in the first quarter here for CJ Stroud. Looks like we're getting back to the action as the second quarter is about to start right now. Canadian transplant to Houston, jumping on the Houston Texans bandwagon because my Vancouver Canucks suck. What should I focus on? Says M. Balfour. The defense. If I want to introduce anything to you, M. Balfour, if there's anything I want to introduce, and to you as well, Boggle Queen, is Bradshaw quarterback 2 tonight and Franco Harris playing, question mark? Okay, I know. I mentioned the Juju thing earlier. That's a fair shot. You can take a shot at me. That's fair. For that one, I'll take the heat. That's fair. Focus on the Houston Texans defense, though, to that $5 super chat that came in from our boy M. Balfour. Focus on that defense. We'll talk about it in a moment. But right now, it's second down. Shotgun formation. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. It's a bad snap, and C.J. Stroud has to recover. He'll throw this one upfield. It's incomplete. It'll bring up a third down and 2, stopping the clock with 14 minutes and 56 seconds left to go. So third down and 2. Houston, 16-yard line. Third down and 2 at the Houston 16. Okay, I got a third down and 2. Houston at the 16-yard line. 14 minutes and 56 seconds left to go. 2 receivers left and 2 receivers to the right. Another super chat coming in from Drago Balboa. We'll take a look at that in a moment. A throw to the left-hand side will be caught by Kirk, and Christian Kirk will pick up a first down for the Houston Texans. First down, Houston. Christian Kirk makes a 4-yard grab on third down and 2. It moves the sticks. Let's take a quick look at the super that just came in right now. Looks like our super from Drago Balboa saying, I think Nick Sirianni looks like Aaron Rodgers. I definitely don't think so. I say nay, Drago. I say nay. Clock is hot, folks. It's first and 10 at the Houston 20-yard line. Houston Texans with C.J. Stroud under center. Motion on the field from Stover. Little play action. The blitz coming in. A throw to the right-hand side. Intended for Dalton Schultz. It'll be an incomplete pass on first and 10 from the Houston 20. Ladies and gentlemen, an incomplete pass will bring up a second down and 10. Second down and 10. Second down and 10. 14 minutes and 13 seconds left to go in the first half of this game. The Houston Texans have used one of their timeouts so far in this one. A snap coming in out of the shotgun. C.J. Stroud in a clean pocket will sling it up the middle. Catch is made by Nico Collins. Call it a gain of 13 yards and call that a Houston Texans first down. First down for Houston. Moves the football out to the 33-yard line. So from the 20 to the 33, Nico Collins gets his third reception of the day. Nico Collins is now up to 21 receiving yards on the afternoon. Tackle made by Joey Porter Jr. So 1st and 10. 13 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock. Single back formation. Motion from Jalen Knoll. A handoff to the left-hand side. Woody Marks going to use the truck stick here. He'll pick up 6 yards. Advances the football out from the Houston 33 to the Houston 39. And we are just shy of the 40-yard line here. 2nd down and 4. 2nd down and 4. Houston 39. This time the tackle was made by Patrick Queen. Woody Marks has 6 carries for just 23 yards today. Single back, motion again. Xavier Hutchinson is the motion man. 13 minutes left to go. They'll keep it on the ground. Woody Marks dead to rights right there. Nick Herbig of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense on 2nd down and 4 is there to make a big play on the defensive side. It's going to be just a 1-yard gain this time for Woody Marks. Marks will check out. Nick Chubb will check in. It brings up a 3rd down for Houston. Houston trails by just 3. 12 minutes and 30 seconds here left to go in the first half of this game. Shotgun, motion, a bounce to the left-hand side. Nick Chubb is in the backfield with C.J. Stroud. A 4-man rush comes in, and C.J. Stroud will check it down. Catch is made, and it looks like the catch is going to be underneath for big tight end there in Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz gets his first catch of the day. Is that caught? Is that caught, or is that going to be a drop? Oh, that's a catch. That's a catch. That's a 1st down, Houston Texans. 3rd down and 3. It's a 6-yard grab right there for Dalton Schultz, his first reception of the day. 1st down, Houston. 11 minutes and 50 seconds here left to go. We line up at the 44-yard line, motion on the field. Stroud hands it off to the right-hand side, out past the 50, shy of the 45 on the other side of midfield. Nick Chubb on 1st and 10 will pick up 9. It's a 2nd down and 1 from the Houston 46 to the Pittsburgh 45. Brings up a 2nd down. Nick Chubb, his 2nd carry of the day. He's now got 2 carries for 11 yards. His first season here with the Houston Texans after spending 7 years with the Cleveland Browns. Motion from Christian Kirk. Kirk is in the slot now. Xavier Hutchinson, a motion man. They keep it on the ground with Nick Chubb, and Chubb will go forward, stays on his feet, gets it past the 40, down to the 39-yard line. It's a gain of 6 yards for the Houston Texans on 2nd down and 1. A pickup of 6. You know what that means. 1st down, Houston. This moves the football out to the Pittsburgh 39. So the Houston Texans inside of Pittsburgh Steelers territory. Houston Texans pushing and pushing this way. They've just got inside the Pittsburgh 40. We're down at the 39. Motion here as C.J. Stroud directs traffic. Nick Chubb stays out on the field. It's going to be another handoff to Nick Chubb. Chubb finds room to roam. He'll pick up about 7 yards on this one. Call it a gain of 6. It's a 2nd down and 4 coming up right now. King Mario just dropped a super chat. Let's take a look at this one. King Mario, thank you for checking in from Mexico. What are your thoughts for the Giants next season? King Mario, I'm going to write that down right here because right now we've got action. We'll talk about it during the commercial break. King Mario asks, Giants, question mark. Okay, we'll come back to this, dude, I promise. We'll come back to this, I promise. Here we go at the 33-yard line. A handoff to the right side. Woody Marks finds the 1st down, finds the 20, finds the 15, down inside the 15. It's a 1st down, Houston Texans. 1st and 10, we're inside the red zone for the first time tonight. Houston Texans offense finally finding their rhythm. Woody Marks moves it from the Pittsburgh 33 down to the Pittsburgh 13. King Mario, I promise I'll answer your question in just a moment. Let's finish this drive or at least get to our next commercial break. Single back formation. C.J. Stroud under center. He'll turn around and hand this one off. Up the middle goes Woody Marks down to about the 5-yard line. It should be a gain of 8 right here and bring up a second down and short. It's a gain of 7. It's a second down and 3. Uh-oh. Hold the phone. We might have an injury here. Hold the phone. We might have an injury here as we enter the red zone. It is. Woody Marks is down. He is being looked at right now. This should take us to a quick commercial break. Okay. Well, commercial break, guys. Looks like Woody Marks, his head definitely bounced off the ground. I wonder if it's a concussion thing or if it's a lower extremity thing. But we'll find out here soon enough. Okay. King Mario dropped a $10 super chat, and he asked the question here, what do we think about the Giants next season? Well, okay, this is what I think about the Giants for next season. It can't get much worse. They already fired Brian Daboll, right? There's rumors that Harbaugh could potentially be going to New York. They're also saying there's rumors that Harbaugh could potentially be going to Miami. So I just think they need more personnel. You know what? I want to see Cam Skattebo come back and get into form. I want to see Cam Skattebo come back and get into form. And obviously Malik Neighbors is a huge piece as well who was injured. The Giants had to deal with a lot of injury this year. I think they can be relevant again. I don't want to say that they're going to be contenders, but I think they can come back to relevancy next season. But the NFC East is, believe it or not, some of you guys might laugh at this, but the NFC East is not an easy division. When the Cowboys are good to go, the Cowboys are fire. When Jaden Daniels is good to go, the Washington Commanders can be dangerous as well. We already know what the Philadelphia Eagles are, so they've got to climb if they want to get back to relevancy. The last time they were relevant, so to speak, was the last time they went to the playoffs with Daniel Jones, but that's a few years removed. Anyways, those are my thoughts. To be fully honest, I haven't given much thought to the New York Giants this season next year, so you know. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a halftime trivia quiz today. At halftime, in about 8 minutes and 43 seconds of regulation time, we are going to come back to this screen, and I'm going to ask you guys some questions, but I'm not going to let you guys see what the questions are just yet. I also should probably update that one because I saw that was going to be the wrong trivia there. Looks like Woody Marks is back up on his feet, folks. Looks like Woody Marks is back up on his feet. So let's get back to the red zone. Here we go from the 6-yard line. Faking the toss at the 6. A look to the right. A throw to the right. A dive to the end zone. It is in, and it is going to be Christian Kirk who scores the first touchdown of the game. Touchdown, Houston Texans. And the Texans, Christian Kirk, will be the first to put a touchdown up on the board. 6 points on the board for the Houston Texans. Here comes the extra point attempt with 8:28 left to go. A simple throw to the right-hand side. C.J. Stroud finds Christian Kirk, and Kirk dives towards the pylon. He is in. Okay. So, finally, a touchdown in this game. Here comes the extra point attempt from the left hash. The kick is up. The kick is good. The kick is good. $2 super sticker coming in from Roderick Allen. What up, Roderick? Thanks for checking in, sir. All right, guys. We asked earlier for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Now let's find out, where are my Texans fans? Texans fans, I'm looking for you. Houston Texans fans, where y'all at? Looking for it. There we go. Hey, Coach Lenny is in the chat. What up, Coach? How you doing, Coach Lenny? Thanks for checking in, sir. Thank you for checking in, Dr. Green Thumbs, saying right now. Let's see. Woody says, Reggio, we got looking for Texans fans. Go Texans. There we go. Courtney says, ew. The boys saying, will the Texans win? Swarm City, CJ Stroud is beast mode, says ZMZ. What up, Dante, saying Houston in the chat. Houston Texans from Lynn Allen. What up, Lynn Allen? Let's go, James. Toon Cheese checking in as well. Pulling for the old man, though, says Global Information. I see you guys. No sugar for Wanda, says Texans in the chat. Genre saying go Texans. Pucksinwa says Texans. Gloria and Bernie, Texas. Go Texans, go Texans, go Texans. I'll tell you guys this, man. I'll tell you guys this. I am watching this game live about 300 miles, maybe even less, from where the Houston Texans play. I am in San Antonio, Texas, just up the road, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of Houston Texans fans in the chat. A lot of people from Texas in this chat. If you're from the Lone Star State, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to smash that like button. You know how you know if someone's from Texas? Listen to this. Check this out. The stars at night are big and bright. You know who you are. If you had to resist the urge to clap, it's because you're from Texas. Shout out to Chargers future. Thoughts on the Chargers future, Frankie wants to know. Well, Frankie, the Chargers future actually seems promising to me. I know that might be contrary to what a lot of people believe, but I actually think that the LA Chargers have nowhere to go but up. I think they're going to improve from this. If Rashawn Slater can get healthy and Joe Alt can stay healthy for the season, Jim Harbaugh can add more pieces to this unit right now. I do genuinely believe that maybe next year Justin Herbert can get his first playoff win. I saw something that was crazy trolling. I'll bring it up here in just a moment, but we got a kickoff and we get a return. Looks like this return is out to the 38-yard line for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 8:24 here left to go in the first half. It's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh. Okay, guys, we'll talk about that in a moment. I think the trolling stat that I saw was Justin Herbert and Jawan Jennings are tied for postseason touchdowns, is what I saw, which, ouch. Okay, guys, 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. A snap, a play action, looking to the left, throwing to the left. It's going to be caught by Jonnu Smith, but it goes nowhere here. They're saying no gain. I'm saying that play went backwards for a yard. It should bring up a 2nd down and 11. My TV screen says 2nd down and 10. So we're going to go with what the TV says here. But we've got 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Single back formation. Aaron Rodgers under center. Adam Thielen on the move. Steelers with possession. Rodgers changing the call while under the line, making sure that everybody hears what he has to say. Snap comes in and Rodgers fakes the handoff. Pressure comes in though. Danielle Hunter is in his face. A flag comes in right there. What's the flag for? What's the flag for? Intentional grounding here. That's a fair call. Okay, Pittsburgh Steelers. Danielle Hunter was in Aaron Rodgers' face, immediately blew past, and Rodgers just had to throw that thing away, but the official said, no, sir. Intentional grounding, offense. It's a 10-yard penalty and a loss of down. So this will bring up a 3rd down and 21. They added that yard. It's 3rd down and 21. I told you it was 2nd down and 11. It's 3rd down and 21 now, folks. They're going to punch this thing back in a moment. Break! Pittsburgh Steelers face a big 3rd down. 3rd down and 21 from their own 27-yard line. Aaron Rodgers doing this thing right here. Takes the snap, looks to the left, will check it down to Kenneth Gainwell. Gainwell tries to get past that Houston defense. Not as easy as it looks, is it? Looks like Henry To'o makes the tackle. It brings up a 4th down. 4th down and 10, and the Pittsburgh Steelers will have to punt again. So Pittsburgh Steelers going to have to punt right now. Jason Bruno just subscribed to the chat. What up, Jason? Looks like Lori Chico also subscribed right now. What up, Lori? Looks like Steven Smith just subscribed right now. What's up, Steven? There is the punt. This one is going to take a bounce. It gets all the way to the 20 here. 19, somewhere between the 19 and the 18-yard line. This football will stop. The officials will blow the whistle, and it's a change of possession now. Houston Texans up by 4 with 7 minutes left to go in the first half here. They have the football. They have the lead. Let's see how this goes. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the chat. See what's going on with us right now. Looks like we've got a good handful of people here. I think a little more than a handful with 16,000 watching. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. So our goal for tonight is to admittedly get to 96,000. We need about 300 subscribers more to get there. And FDJC Engine. Oh, my goodness, sir. FDJC Engine, thank you again, sir. Thank you. $100 super chat coming in right now saying best full/part-time job ever. 24 on, 72 off, says FDJC Engine. Fire Department of Jersey City for the record right there. Shout out to you, FDJC. Bro, you're too kind to me, sir. You're too good to me, man. You're too good to me. Thank you for that, man. Thank you. Okay, couple things we can bring up right now, folks. We talked about the stats today for the Houston Texans. Why don't we bring up the stats right now for the offense of the Pittsburgh Steelers so we can get a pretty good picture of what we've seen so far. Okay, so far in this game, folks, we'll move this chair over for just a moment. So far in this game, Aaron Rodgers has completed 6 of 11 passes for 65 yards. That's it, just 65 passing yards today. 0 interceptions, but also 0 touchdowns. Jaylen Warren, 4 carries, good for 13 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 2 carries, good for 12 yards. So combined on 6 carries, they've got a total of 25 yards for this Pittsburgh Steelers run game. Top pass catchers right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. DK Metcalf has 3 targets, 2 receptions, good for 42 yards. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, 2 targets, 2 receptions, good for 12 yards. And it looks like the only other person with a positive game script here is Kenneth Gainwell as far as receiving goes, with 2 targets, 1 reception, good for 11 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, this commercial break is just about over. Looks like the Houston Texans will be getting the football here. Houston Texans will be getting the football here. John Salazar saying MVS. Yeah, dude. MVS, bro. Marquez Valdes-Scantling on this squad. 1st and 10, 19-yard line. Houston Texans hand this off. Woody Marks going to swerve, bob and weave to pick up 4 yards. It brings up a 2nd down and 6 and gets this clock ticking. So 2nd down and 6 coming up. Clock is hot. Let's keep this thing rolling. Time to eat clock right now, says M. Stone. Folks, shout out once again to our friend FDJC Engine out there blessing the channel. This super will remain at the top of the chat screen. I'm going to erase this from our screen right now so you guys can see all of the stats. But we've got a 2nd down and 6 coming up for Houston. It's a muffed snap again. CJ Stroud has to recover. That's going to be a forward pass. They drop the beanbag. They call it a fumble. They're saying it's a fumble recovered by Houston. Excuse me, a fumble recovered by Pittsburgh. I think they're calling this a fumble recovered by Pittsburgh. 2 beanbags came out. No way. No way. That looked like a forward pass to me. No, it's not. It's a fumble. It's totally a fumble. 1st down, Pittsburgh. And the Steelers defense, let's go. Oh, my gosh. Pittsburgh will take over at the 21-yard line. C.J. Stroud with his 2nd mistake of the day. C.J. Stroud shaking his head right here. He has fumbled the football into the hands of the defense twice now in this contest. The Pittsburgh Steelers at the 21-yard line on the left hash. Motion on the field at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be a little extra blockage, but the tackle is going to be made on a safety blitz. And Jalen Petrie is in on the play. What? Jalen Petrie in on the play. Safety blitz dialed up, and down goes Kenneth Gainwell for a loss of 2 yards. It brings up a 2nd down and 12. Football at the Houston 23. Pittsburgh Steelers with possession. Pittsburgh Steelers in good shape right now. Down by 4 with about 6 minutes left to go in the first half. The Houston Texans up by 4. Need to figure out a way to hold Pittsburgh on this one. Another throw, another catch, another backwards play, and Houston's defense does exactly that. Kamari Lassiter makes a tackle for loss. It's 2 more negative yards for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's a 3rd down and 14 now at the Houston 25. This keeps happening. They're going to lose their field goal range. My gosh. 3rd down and 14. Aaron Rodgers with trips to the right-hand side. Rodgers directing Kenneth Gainwell to the left-hand side, and Kenneth Gainwell is attached to the left hip. Now he goes to block on the left side. Snap coming in with the play clock dwindling. The 4-man rush. A throw to Kenneth Gainwell. The 20, the 15, down shy of the line to gain. It was 3rd down and 14. Gainwell picks up 12. It's a 4th down and 2, and Tomlin has to make a decision again. 4th down and 2. Do you go for it or no? Do you go for it or no? 4:20 on the clock here. 4th down and 2. The Pittsburgh Steelers are lined up to go for it right now. Again, Aaron Rodgers making motion right here, directing more people to move around. Here comes a snap and a handoff. No, they fake the handoff. On the left-hand side, it's Adam Thielen who makes the grab. 1st down, Pittsburgh. Then the Pittsburgh Steelers on 4th down and 2 will find Adam Thielen for 4 yards, and it'll be enough to move the sticks. Jay Molly. But for some reason, I like watching your channel. It says Jay. Looks like, is that JL Molly? What up, JL Molly? You know what it is? It's part of the community, and football's more fun with friends anyways, right? Okay, folks, single back formation. Motion to the bottom of the screen and then back up. Ben Skrowanek was the guy. A handoff to the left side. Jalen Warren from the 9-yard line on 1st and goal will pick up about 2. So this makes a 2nd down and goal. Call it a gain of just 1. 2nd and goal from the 8. 2nd and goal from the 8. Okay, folks. 2nd and goal. The Houston Texans looking to get a stop right now. Pittsburgh Steelers are inside of the red zone. So let's get intense here. Aaron Rodgers under center. Takes a step back. We got motion. Little play action. Rodgers in trouble now. Will air this out. Throws it behind everybody. Almost into the stands. That pass goes down as incomplete. 2:36 left to go. It was 2nd down and goal from the 8-yard line. The incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down, but hold the phone. There's a flag on the play. Looks like this flag is going to be ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. That penalty will be declined as well. It's going to bring up that 3rd down still. It's 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal from the Houston 8. Houston Texans are number 5. Pittsburgh Steelers are number 4. Houston Texans have won 12 games this season. Pittsburgh Steelers have won just 10. Houston Texans on a 9-game win streak heading into this game. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers trying to figure it out. Aaron Rodgers, 4 of 5 on 3rd downs today. Here comes a 3rd and goal. Looking to the left, looking to the right. In trouble. Aaron Rodgers goes down, and he will be bagged. Down goes Rodgers. 4th down and goal coming up from the 8-yard line. I think it's time to kick that field goal. 4th down and goal coming up. It's time to kick that field goal. So from the 17-yard line, this should be a 35-yarder for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Should be a 35-yard field goal now. Let's see if Chris Boswell can put that through the uprights. This will actually take us to the 2-minute warning after that sack, folks. So, 2-minute warning. When we get back, we will have the field goal. When we get back, we will have the field goal. Okay, folks, commercial break. Let's find out where the newbies are. 2-minute warning. Show me your noobs. If you are new, drop 5 emojis. Looking for emojis right now, guys. Steelers emojis, whatever it is. Any 5 emojis, I got you. Sheldon, what's going on? Sheldon with the thumbs up. What up, Sheldon Boone? Thanks for checking in. Looks like DW Rev checks in right now. What up, DW Rev? Hello, Joshua. LaShawn Korb saying hello to all the newbies. Hello to Victoria. Progressively Independent. Rock and roll. I see Space Explorers in the chat as well. Amanda. Bienvenidos. We've got King Harlem checking into the chat right now. Who else is in here? Michael, what's up? Frank Castro. Jack. What's up, Jack? Wayne, hello. Javian. Garcia. Javian, what's up, Javian? D1 Pitt. KV in the chat. Nate, rock and roll, brother. Lynn Allen, hello. Peace and love. Welcome back. I think I've seen your name in here for sure. Diva Taster. Giggity. What's up? John Paul Wilson. Richie. Mr. Penguino. Senor Penguino, what's going on? Jessica, hello. Matt, hello. Zyke. The Ike in the chat. Gerald. Mason. Christopher. Bata. I love the Eric Cartman logo right there. Frymeister Bond saying 96 on the horizon for sure. Feud. Hello. Anita Bay. What up, Anita? What up, Bay? How you doing? We got Richard Cotton checking in for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ernesto Garcia. Rock and roll, brother. Shout out to TM B Money. B Money. Newbie, says Power Stroke Syndicate. Nice try, sir. Nice try. Junior Chapman. Justin Perry. Yahir with the Squid Game right now. Rome Enriquez. Bienvenidos, mi amigo. Ya tú sabes, con la bandera. Con la bandera, salud. Y te prometo que esto no es Mama Juana. Tampoco es Brugal o Barceló. Shout out to Janelle. What up, Janelle? All right, guys. So you guys know I'm not going to get a chance to read all of these comments, guys. Not going to get a chance to read all of these comments, obviously. It's a short 2-minute warning, and you guys aren't here to listen to me shout out names. You guys are here for this kick right now. That kick from 35 yards out is up and in, and we get points on the board. We'll put 3 more points on the board for the Pittsburgh Steelers. 1:57 here left to go. Kick is up. Kick is good. It's 4th and goal coming up. We'll reset this. We'll reset that. We'll move this over. And we'll have kickoff in just a moment. Pittsburgh Steelers knock back a 35-yard field goal. Houston Texans with 2 minutes left to go and 2 timeouts left to go will enter their 2-minute drill. And it's become a 1-point game. A couple of bad snaps here. CJ Stroud has been struggling a little bit there as far as getting his snaps in. Not much Houston can really do about that, though. Don't want to substitute your center in the middle of a big game. But they need to get things under control here. Offensive line for the Houston Texans has been committing issues, and Andrews has been over-snapping here to C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud had to recover not 1, but 2 bad snaps already, and not only that, he has now fumbled the football not once, but twice into the hands of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. This Pittsburgh Steelers defense has done a fantastic job today. We've seen turnovers forced. We've seen Cam Hayward get into the backfield. We've seen T.J. Watt put on the pressure. We've seen Patrick Queen get a couple tackles. We've seen Joey Porter Jr. grabbing onto Jules. We've seen all kinds of things in this game. Here's the kickoff and a return. Jalen Noel will cut back and gets to about the 20-yard line. It brings up a 1st and 10 here for the Houston Texans. 1:51 left to go. Okay. 1:51 left to go in the first half of this game. It is a 7-6 game. Notice that the difference is 7-6 and not a, dare I say, 6-7 game. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. 1st and 10 at the Houston 20. Motion on the field from Xavier Hutchinson to the top of the screen. They're lined up on the right hash on 1st and 20. Woody Marks will get the carry. The clock will start ticking, and the Houston Texans have just 2 timeouts remaining. No whistle coming in here. It brings up a 2nd down and 6 after a 4-yard gain for Woody Marks. 1:30 left to go in the first half of this one. Houston Texans taking their time in the huddle. You've got to imagine that C.J. Stroud is planning to air this thing out with as much time as they're taking here. They must think they've got forever. The good news is that the Houston Texans will be receiving the football to start the second half. 2nd down and 6. Shotgun formation. Snap comes in, and C.J. Stroud will find Christian Kirk on the right side. It'll be a 5-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. They got to get back to the line here quickly for 3rd down and 1. About a minute left to go. No, timeout will be called. 1:07 on the clock. First timeout taken by the Houston Texans. Second timeout taken by the Houston Texans. They only had 2 remaining. So this stops the clock, and it's 3rd down and 1. The football was just advanced from the Houston 24 to the Houston 29. We're now on the 29-yard line. Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, they're on TV right now. They were highlighting the national championship that's coming up on Monday night, a week from today. I will be covering it, guys. The Miami Hurricanes and the Indiana Hoosiers. Oh, that should be a fun one. 3rd down and 1. It's going to be a direct snap underneath and a big gain after it's all said and done. C.J. Stroud was lined up 5 yards behind, but Cade Stover took the direct snap from the Houston 29, goes forward for 4 yards. The result of the play, 1st down, Houston Texans. 33-yard line. Stroud takes it, looks to the right, throws to the right. Cade Stover makes the grab again. It'll be a 5-yard gain. It's 2nd down and 5. Clock is ticking here. No time to waste time. 41 seconds left to go. Looks like the clock is stopped for whatever reason. Is there an injury or did they use another timeout? Did they add a timeout to the Houston Texans? What was the last timeout? I promise you that this is the 3rd timeout that they've called, and they're saying they still have 1 left. They're saying there's 1 remaining. How is there 1 remaining? Okay, the clock has stopped. It's 2nd down and 5. I genuinely don't understand how the Houston Texans, I'm trying to find this right here. Full play-by-play. What was the last one? A timeout had to have been called, right? More team stats, videos, box score, game cast. How do they have 1 timeout remaining? Okay. All right. Look, I don't know how they have 1 timeout remaining. Apparently they do. Brian just dropped a $5 super chat. Let's take a look at what this is. What kind of a gift to buy a millionaire girlfriend? See, when someone's got a lot of money, you got to get them something that isn't about the money. Got to get them something. Looks like Duff saying, I thought it was an injury timeout. But who was the injury? Because I didn't see an injury earlier. Someone saying that the Steelers were the ones who took the timeout, not the Houston Texans. And you know what? You might be right. Taking a look at my analytics, but why would the Steelers call a timeout? I'll look here at the CBS scoreboard. It says that the Steelers have 2 timeouts and the Houston Texans have 1. But why would the Steelers have called a timeout earlier? Anyways. Brian asking, what kind of gifts do you buy a millionaire girlfriend? Well, have you ever seen those, like, I don't know if she's a star person or not, but I really like those kinds of things. Maybe you can get her something sentimental of, like, the day that y'all met or the day that y'all had your first date or the first time, I don't know if you're a wild guy or not. Maybe it was the first time y'all hooked up. But if you remember that date, you can find out what the sky looked like at that time and get a sky map printed out of that day. Oh, Vanessa, don't say that. Don't say that, Vanessa. They're not married yet. His girlfriend, it's her money. When they get married, it'll be their money. Vanessa, I appreciate the super, though. Thank you, Vanessa. Okay, 2nd down and 5 as we come back from this commercial break. 41 seconds left to go. 4-man rush coming in. C.J. Stroud going to float this upfield, and it's going to be jarred loose. Jalen Knoll cannot hang on to it. He had the football, but he dropped the pass. It brings up a 3rd down and 5 with 35 seconds left to go. Football still at the Houston Texans' 38-yard line. Okay. So 3rd down and 5. 35 seconds left to go. Timeout has been called. Looks like this time the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to call a timeout. Clock is already stopped. Looks like Arach's channel checking in once again. 35 seconds left to go. Looks like there's an injury on the Pittsburgh Steelers side of things. But they're going to use a timeout here. Looks like another super came in. Houston va a madrear a los Pittsburgh bien gacho, güey. Eres un chingón. They said Arach's channel. That is very, very much Mexican Spanish. I love it, though. I will take it. Arach's channel. Gracias y bienvenidos. Y un placer para tenerte aquí. Our man in the Euro side of things. Checking in right now. Thanks for checking in, sir. Looks like we are in the middle of, well, we're not in the middle of anything. We're in the middle of this game. Stepping away from the chat. It's 3rd down and 5. From the 38-yard line, C.J. Stroud will take the snap. Stroud will deliver this one up the middle. It'll be Christian Kirk who makes the catch on the left hash. It's good enough for a Houston Texans 1st down. And 28 seconds left to go. Looks like the final timeout will be taken here by the Houston Texans. No more timeouts remaining. It's 1st and 10 at the Houston 45. Another super just checked in right here. Let's see what this one was. Looks like S.H. Mezer saying, let's go Football Nation. All you needed to do, brother, was switch the FN with the word go, and then you've got let's FN go. Get it? That's why we say that on this channel. It's Football Nation. Let's FN go. Okay, 1st and 10 coming up. 1st and 10 at the Houston 45. No timeouts remaining here for the Houston Texans. Pittsburgh Steelers have 1 timeout left. 1 timeout remaining for Pittsburgh. No timeouts remaining here for Houston. 1st and 10, empty backfield. Houston on their own 45-yard line. A 4-man rush comes in against C.J. Stroud. He will go to the right-hand side. Oh, an overthrow. Nico Collins, who was wide open, C.J. He was wide open, bro. How do you miss him on that play? Bad throw from C.J. Stroud to a wide open Nico Collins. Oh, man. Just, I don't even know if that was overthrown. That might go down as a drop for Nico. It was in his hands. It went right through his fingers. That might go down as a drop. 2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Still at the 45-yard line. Left hash. Empty backfield once again. Stroud against the blitz this time will look to the left. Oh, my gosh. Woody Marks got absolutely destroyed on that play. Wilson makes one heck of a tackle here. And Peyton Wilson knocks this man's block off. It's an incomplete pass. It goes down as a 3rd down and 10. Houston at the 45-yard line with 18 seconds and no timeouts left to go. What a hit. Peyton Wilson absolutely destroys Woody Marks on that hit. He gets up and flexes. Get your flex, big dog. Get your flex. 3rd down and 10. Oh, they're saying 3rd down conversions right now. I was wrong when I said something earlier. Looks like Aaron Rodgers hasn't converted a single 3rd down today. Blitz coming in. C.J. Stroud gets rid of it. Left-hand side, it's Dalton Schultz who makes the grab. It'll bring up a 4th down and stops the clock with 13 seconds left to go. So 13 seconds left to go. It's a 4th down and 6. It's probably going to be a punt here. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to get the football back. I don't know, though. We're lined up on the Houston 49-yard line. I think I see C.J. Stroud coming off the field. Okay. So 4th down and 6. Punt, says Kevin. Punt, says Kevin. Time to punt. Definitely time to punt. From their own 45-yard line, the punt unit comes out, not the field goal unit. If I said field goal, my apologies. This is going to bounce. They're going to let this roll here. They have 0 seconds on the clock. And it's time to go to our trivia quiz. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's put 3 timeouts back on the board for both sides. We'll refresh this. We'll go to halftime. 13 minutes on the clock for this halftime break. And the Houston Texans will get the football to start the second half. In the meantime, let's do our thing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our trivia quiz. If you're new to this channel, it's super simple. All you got to do is your best and forget the rest. I'm going to ask you guys 10 questions. You guys let me know if you know the answer. Let's just have some fun. Question number 1. Who led the Houston Texans in rushing yards this regular season? Was it Nick Chubb, Woody Marks, or C.J. Stroud? Who led the Houston Texans in rushing yards during the regular season? Do you know? Do you know? 5 seconds, no penalties for wrong answers. I'll let you know this. Nobody on this team went over 1,000 rushing yards this year, and nobody had more than 3 rushing touchdowns. However, Woody Marks did have 703 rushing yards this season, making him the #1 ball carrier in Houston for the 2025 campaign. Okay, I wonder if that surprised anybody. If you didn't know, now you know. Question number 2. Question number 2. Which Steelers player was suspended for punching a fan in the head? Which Steelers player was just suspended for punching a fan in the head? If you don't know this one, you don't watch football. Is it DK Metcalf, Pat Freiermuth, or Darnell Washington? If you don't know the answer to this one, I am concerned. I will be concerned. The answer is DK Metcalf, guys. DK Metcalf earlier this year, you can see him on that picture on the far left-hand side taking a swing at one of the Lions fans. Doesn't matter what was said, you should never do that unless you want to get suspended. Luckily for the Pittsburgh Steelers, it didn't really affect the team too much. All right, guys, who led the Houston Texans in sacks during the regular season? Was it Will Anderson Jr.? Was it Danielle Hunter? Or was it Derek Barnett? We talked about this during our pregame. If you guys were here before the game started, 10, 15, 20 minutes before the game started, we talked about this on this very stream. You've got 5 seconds to rewind the tape. Just kidding. If you don't know, you don't know, but you do now. The answer is Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter leads this team in sacks. He had, I think it was 15 sacks and then 12 here on the other side for Will Anderson. Yes, 15 sacks for Danielle Hunter, 12 for Will Anderson, and just 5 for Barnett. Question number 4. Who led the Pittsburgh Steelers in rushing touchdowns during the regular season? Rushing touchdowns during the regular season. Who led this Pittsburgh Steelers team? Is it Kenneth Gainwell, Aaron Rodgers, or Jaylen Warren? A, B, or C. Now, this should not be too confusing. This should be a pretty straightforward one for you guys. Y'all should know this one as well. The answer is Jaylen Warren. He does lead this team. Unfortunately, he fell short of the 1,000 rushing yard mark, but not by much. 958 in rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. Kenneth Gainwell with 5, Aaron Rodgers with just 1. Okay, guys, y'all may have seen this question in the past. Who holds the single season touchdown record for the Houston Texans? Not career, not in a single game, but in one season. Who holds the Houston Texans single season touchdown record? A, B, or C? I heard a super come in right now, guys. I don't see it. I heard something check in. It's a channel member. Welcome to First Downs. The answer is DeAndre Hopkins, guys. In one season, no receiver for the Houston Texans has gone over 13 touchdown catches. That's a simple fact right there. And this year, the most touchdowns, not very good. Nico Collins with less than half of that. All right, guys, how many times did the Pittsburgh Steelers return a fumble for a touchdown during the regular season? I.e., how many scoop and scores did the Pittsburgh Steelers have this year? How many scoop and scores did the Pittsburgh Steelers have this year? Do you know? Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man. The answer on fumbles for touchdowns is 2. Nick Herbig with a scoop and score, and James Pierre with a scoop and score. Now, Nick Herbig forced 3 fumbles, and he recovered 1. The 1 fumble that he recovered this year went for a touchdown. Let's go to question number 7. Question number 7, who has the longest rushing play from scrimmage for the Houston Texans during this regular season? The longest rushing play from scrimmage for the Houston Texans this regular season. Is it Jawar Jordan? Is it Woody Marks? Or is it Nick Chubb? I'll let you know that, interestingly enough, CJ Stroud is second on the team with the longest rushing play from scrimmage. CJ Stroud's play went for 30 yards, but Jawar Jordan's play went for 50. Unfortunately, it did not result in a touchdown, but that is the longest play from scrimmage on the ground, the longest rushing play from scrimmage this year for the Houston Texans. Question number 8. All right, guys, who has the longest receiving play from scrimmage in Pittsburgh Steelers franchise history? Is it Juju Smith-Schuster? Is it George Pickens? Or is it Antonio Brown? A, B, or C? Not A, B, or C, but Alpha, Bravo, or Antonio Brown. What do you know, guys? Longest receiving play ever. I said the name by accident today, and it just happens to be Juju Smith-Schuster, guys. Juju Smith-Schuster holds the Pittsburgh Steelers' longest play in franchise history through the air, a 97-yard touchdown courtesy of Ben Roethlisberger against the Detroit Lions back in 2017. Question number 9. Who was the last team that the Houston Texans beat in the playoffs? Was it the Chiefs, the Browns, or the Chargers? Recent history here. Do you remember the 21st night of September? I'll let you know that it happened in 2025, 1 year and 1 day ago. January 11th, 2025, 1 year and 1 day ago, the Houston Texans beat the Los Angeles Chargers in the wild card round of the playoff. Final score in that game was 32-12. And then, of course, they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the divisional round. The year before that, the Chargers happened to beat the Browns, led by Joe Flacco, and that was a really fun game to watch. Anyways, what was the last time, or I should say, when was the last time the Steelers won a playoff game? We asked this earlier. Some of you guys had to do some digging. But when was the last time the Pittsburgh Steelers won a playoff game? Man, it's been a while. It has been a while. I'll let you know that. It's been, ladies and gentlemen, 9 years since this team has won a playoff game. 9 years since this team has won a playoff game. It was January 15th, 2017, and they beat the Kansas City Chiefs 18-16. So, will the Pittsburgh Steelers get their first playoff win in 9 years tonight? Or will the Houston Texans be the team advancing in the postseason? How did you guys do on that trivia quiz? We tried to keep it as, relevant and current as possible. Let's see. 8 out of 10. First time, says Lynn Allen. Sagin, or Sajin, saying 6 out of 10. Looks like Bride a Bike saying 7 out of 10. D. Lindemann saying good quiz. Maduro is eating sandwich at New Jersey. Shout out to Living Like Larry, gifting out 5 Football Nation memberships. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the middle of a quick commercial. We're actually in the middle of halftime. We've got 3 minutes left to go in halftime, and when we get back, it will be Houston Texans football. The Texans are up by just 1 right now. Michael saying that was fun. Was this your first time, Michael? Welcome in. We do that literally every single game. Every single game we do a trivia quiz. We're doing it for basketball as well. Chad saying, little bro, what up, my friend? What up, Chad? 8 out of 10. Joseph, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good. Guys, y'all did well on this one. I'm actually looking at a lot of pretty good scores. 9 out of 10 on the first try, says Almon G, the GOAT. 7 out of 10. Paul saying he got them all right. 7 out of 10 for Andy. Nice, guys. You guys did well. So if anybody got 6 or higher, congratulations. You passed the trivia quiz. My dad got 9, says Tracy. 9. Tracy, your hoodie should be arriving in the next few days. I think, I hope you got my message that I sent you earlier today. But yours should be arriving by the 6th. I think it said between the 14th and the 17th. I know that's a big gap right there, but you should be getting it in the next 4 days, just so you know. The trivia really helped pass the time, says June the Messy Messiah. That was the point. So it worked out. Darian saying, I'm watching the Minnesota Wild home games versus the New Jersey Devils tonight. It's 2-1 Devils after 2 periods of play. This, ladies and gentlemen, is hockey talk. For those of you who don't watch hockey, now you know that, first of all, there are 3 periods in hockey. Fighting is allowed in hockey. And, yeah, there's a lot to cover in hockey, a lot there. I'm glad you are a beer-free channel, says Rexel Trav. Well, that's not entirely true, and I do want to be completely transparent for you, Rexel. We don't sit here and chug beers. We don't party like some of the other channels do. From time to time, on a special event or a big game, or on my birthday, for instance, or maybe even for the Super Bowl, you may find me here with a glass of scotch. You might see my wife, who might bring in a beer from time to time if she sees that I'm stressing out on some of those triple headers. At the end of the day, you know, this is kind of a stressful job, contrary to popular belief right now. But, you know, I'm not a square. Not saying that people who choose not to drink are squares, or people who don't drink because of you know, personal reasons. Whatever it is, man, to each their own. But I do my very best to keep it clean, and I appreciate you. Shout out to Lewis saying what's up. Rev Green, definitely not a drinker, but he seems to be 420 friendly. Shout out to you, Rev Green. Sobriety is rad, though, says Rick Rosales. Honestly, dude, it is. You do some of your best work when you're sober. That is true. I agree, man. Look, I got drunk one time on this channel, and it was so embarrassing. It was last year. I think Robert probably remembers that. Dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. I got baited into playing a drinking game, and I regretted it immediately. By the 4th quarter, I was just slurring at the camera, and it was awful. So we're not going to be doing that ever again. I promise. I promise. Okay, folks. I don't charge for it anymore. By the way, for the record, I was a bartender for over 10 years before I got my degree and started working with computer science. I did that for a few years before I became a YouTuber. And here we are. Here we are on the other side of halftime, folks. You made it. If you stuck with me, The better half of the game is coming up right here, right now. Welcome to Football Nation. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. Houston Texans going to be receiving the kickoff here. It's the start of the third quarter. C.J. Stroud keeping that arm and that rotator cuff nice and warm as he's on the sideline getting his warm-up throws in right now. Camera has cut back to the game. They've put 15 minutes on the clock. We are waiting for the kickoff here in just a moment. Okay. Second half underway. 1 point separating these two teams. We have seen one touchdown in this game. It has come via the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans will return to the 25-yard line. It's 1st and 10 at the 25. Slim Faley. Oh, no. Who is it this time, Slim? My SC was skipped earlier. Oh, no. Am I in timeout? I must have missed it. You'll notice. Okay, just for the record here, Slim Faley, I didn't notice your super earlier. I actually didn't. And one of the things that catches my eyes, you'll notice that this blue one doesn't show up in the chat. I've had a few people mention something like, hey, man, you skipped my super. But I don't see those come in because anything under $5 doesn't trigger the algorithm. A throw to the left-hand side, catch made on 1st and 10. It's a 15-yard gain, and it's a first down for the Houston Texans. So I promise you, dude, I wasn't trying to skip your super. I love seeing your supers, dude. I love seeing your supers. But you will notice that these are all kind of timed as they come in. Someone else left a super. I see this right here, Slim. Yours didn't pop up at the top. Nah, dude, bro, you're good, Slim. You're good, bro. Hakuna Matata. Okay. I'm stepping away from the chat, though, now, Slim, so keep that in mind. It's 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to the left-hand side. Woody Marks is going to pick up another 15 yards, and it's another Houston Texans first down. First down coming up right now. Someone said, what was the Houston Texans' old team name? The Houston Texans never had an old team name. This team came to be in the year 2002. The team that was previously there was the Houston Oilers. They've now moved on and become the Tennessee Titans. We've got a 1st and 10 with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go. Motion from Dalton Schultz to the top of the screen. C.J. Stroud tapping on the headphones, waiting for the snap. We're at the Steelers' 45. A delivery up the middle here. Catch is made. And this time it looks like it's going to be Jaden Higgins for the first time today. It's a 14-yard grab, and it's a first down for the Houston Texans. This might be a problem, though, folks. The clock has stopped here, and it looks like Cam Hayward might have been injured on the play. The update is that number 97, Cam Hayward, was injured during that play. Let's take a quick look here. 3:24 on the clock. Wonder if we're going to cut back to another commercial break here. I think Hayward might have just gotten up. C.J. Stroud is in the foreground. They had the injury in the background, and they are cutting to a commercial break. Okay, folks, commercial break it is then, shall we? Commercial break it is. When we get back, it's 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh Steelers 31. Cam Hayward is down. Here's the update in the chat. We are in an injury timeout in case anybody is curious. We are in an injury timeout in case anybody's curious. I got my money on the Steelers, says Gonzo, but I love Texas, says Gonzo. Shout out to Janet Jones. Shout out to Janet out there in the chat. Texicans drink. Play nice, says Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. More trivia? No more trivia. Not until next week. I'll have new ones next week. What's going on, Mr. Birdmain? Birdmain is in the chat. Bad news for Pittsburgh, says Paul G. Fact. Believe me, I'm definitely not saying send super chat. I'm just saying watch out, says Single says. Love some Woody Marks. I noticed him playing for USC. He's doing better, even better than I thought he would. Yeah, Dave, honestly, he is doing better than I thought he would too. Thoughts for the defensive coordinator in Dallas? Dude, you know who I wouldn't mind as a DC in Dallas? I doubt this would happen. And maybe, Dallas learns nothing from this. But I think Kevin Stefanski wouldn't be a bad defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. I think Kevin Stefanski can also be a head coach in the NFL, but I think maybe a step back might help him a little bit, and it would definitely help the Dallas Cowboys if Stefanski went over to us. Bill Belichick says Swaggy McNolegs, maybe. My super chat before we hit 100,000 says 99 Lebwell. See, this is Slim. If you're still watching, you notice how in the chat that $10 super popped up in the chat. You can still see FDJC engines up there too. I think this one will likely fade. So sometimes I get a notification in my headset. If there's too much going on, I don't get to see those. I just wanted you to see that. I promise I wasn't trying to skip your super. 1st and 10, single back formation, motion on the field right now. A handoff to the right-hand side. Woody Marks will go and pick up 9 yards on 1st and 10 from the 31. It brings up a 2nd down and 1 and starts the clock. 13 minutes and looks like 13 minutes even here left to go in the 3rd quarter. Thank you, 99. Thank you, 99. Stepping away from the chat, folks. Cannot see any of the comments coming in right now on purpose, y'all. I want to make sure that we're calling this game and not reading chats for 4 hours here. Gonzo just dropped a $5. We'll take a look at that in just a second. We've got a single back formation from the 22-yard line. A handoff. C.J. Stroud to Woody Marks on 2nd down and 1. It's a 2-yard gain. This puts us on the 20-yard line. And this is good for a 1st down. So 1st down here puts us in the red zone. Looks like Cam Hayward is checking in. It's going to be a 1st and 10 down at the 20. The super that came in right now was Gonzo with the $5 one. You can see that Gonzo super did also hang out at the top of the chat screen right there. I think if it's anything under $4, I don't know exactly where that threshold is. It's somewhere between 2 and 5. A handoff to the right-hand side. Woody Marks from the 20-yard line takes it down to the 16-yard line. Call that a gain of 4. It's 2nd down and 6. Clock continues to tick here. The Houston Texans are inside of Pittsburgh Steelers territory. Here's the drive chart down below so you can see the red zone as well. We'll leave this here. Jalen Ramsey made the tackle after the 4-yard gain for Woody Marks. 11 minutes and 22 seconds. We line up on the 16-yard line. C.J. Stroud with a man standing to his left. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Stroud to the right-hand side. Dalton Schultz makes the grab. He'll pick up about 2 yards on this play, maybe 3. Kyle Duggar and Nick Herbig make the play on the right-hand side of the field. It brings up a 3rd down and 4. Football at the Pittsburgh 14-yard line as we hit the 11-minute mark here in this 3rd quarter. Good news for the Houston Texans is that they are in field goal range. Bad news is that they're facing a 3rd down. 3rd down, Houston Texans. Pittsburgh Steelers are waving their terrible towels. This game in Pittsburgh, the steel curtain. They're looking to drop this curtain here. Snap comes in. It's a 4-man rush. Pump fake. In trouble. C.J. Stroud trying to survey. He throws an interception. It's picked off by the defense. It's 1st down. Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, C.J. Stroud. It would have been better if you had just gotten sacked, buddy. 1st and 10. Pittsburgh. Interception here. Wow, intercepted by Brandon Eccles, and those terrible towels are going bananas here. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Ooh, that's a pick. Brandon Eccles, full-on interception. And this takes us to another commercial break. What a pluck. What a play. Brandon Eccles shows up to play. Okay. All right, let's go Berg. So they're in Savannah, says Darian. Georgia. Bench Stroud now, says TJC. This is a bad dream right now, says T1. TW Unny, or It20? What's up, ET? Told you, he's playing scared AF, says TKJ. CJ Stroud, 3 turnovers. Texans still outplaying Pittsburgh thanks to Stroud. Look, CJ Stroud does not have to do much. It's the truth. CJ Stroud does not have to be great for them to win this game when your defense is this good. Points per game, yards per game allowed, and yards per play allowed, and third down efficiency. All four of those categories in points per game allowed, yards per play allowed, yards per game allowed, and third down efficiency, this defense is top 10 in the league. They're top 6 in the league and top 3 in 2 of the most important of those categories in points per game and yards per game allowed. On the other side, we need to see a little bit more out of the offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers because the defense, honestly, at this point, I don't want to say anything bad about this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. They have forced 2 fumbles and picked up an interception. Who am I to criticize this Pittsburgh Steelers defensive efficiency today? Pittsburgh Steelers defense is on fire today, and they look more like this side than this side looks like this side. With these turnovers forced, this team has now actually they've passed up the Houston Texans. They now, with 3 turnovers forced today, have 30 turnovers forced. The Houston Texans still sitting at 29. What's up with that? What's up with that? So, we just watched an interception. The Pittsburgh Steelers just got the football back. Pittsburgh Steelers will line up on their own 14-yard line as we come back from the commercial break. It's 1st and 10 for the black and gold. 1st and 10 for the black and gold. Snap, handoff, right-hand side, cutting around here. Looks like that'll be a 6, maybe a 7-yard pickup. Call it a 7-yard gain for Jaylen Warren from the 14-yard line. Ooh, they actually brought this back, guys. They pushed it back. It looked like the interception. After the interception, Brandon Echols got up and ran for 10 yards. But he was down by contact during that interception. So we actually started this play at the 4-yard line. This was a 7-yard pickup from the 4 to the 11. It's a 2nd down and 3 coming up now. At the 11-yard line, Rodgers will hand this off to Jaylen Warren. He will pick up just enough to move the sticks. It's 2nd down and 3. Jaylen Warren picks up 3. It's a 1st down, Pittsburgh Steelers. If given a choice next fantasy football season, who do I draft? CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens? Oh, gosh. That's a tough one, dude. I took CeeDee Lamb this year. As a Cowboys fan, I took CeeDee Lamb this year. That's a tough one, Hank. We'll talk about that on the next commercial break. I'm writing it down so I don't forget. 1st and 10. 14 seconds on the clock with 9:04 left to go. Flags come in immediately. It's going to be a false start on the offense, guys. Where's my false start? False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. 1st down. It was 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 14-yard line. 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 14-yard line. This brings up a 1st down and 15 and backs up Pittsburgh to the 9. Cross stitch, welcome back. 626 is in the chat. Thank you, 626. 8:48 left to go. Single back formation, a look to the right. Calvin Austin makes the grab. Jalen Petrie wraps him up, and down he goes. Jalen Petrie with a big old bobblehead on the Guardian cap makes the play. It's going to be no gain. It's 2nd down and 15 now at the Pittsburgh 9-yard line. Tackle made inbounds. The clock will continue to tick here. Great job by Jalen Petrie to wrap up Calvin Austin and hold him to no gain. So Pittsburgh hasn't done anything offensively, asks Kevin. Well, here are your stats. You can determine that for yourself, my friend. 2nd down and 15. Motion from Calvin Austin to the top of the screen. Rodgers takes it. Pressure coming in. Rodgers has to let it go. Wow, a hit delivered again by Jalen Petrie on Calvin Austin. Again, Calvin Austin is popped by Petrie. 2nd down and 15. It's a 6-yard gain. It brings up a 3rd down and 9. Petrie has that number right there. Petrie has the number 19 dialed in here. Pretty clear. Can Aaron Rodgers do better than this? Midway through the third quarter, the offense has just barely hit 110 total yards. We're lined up on the 15-yard line. It's 3rd down and 9 for these Pittsburgh Steelers. The snap comes in, and Rodgers looks to the right. He'll deliver this one up the middle. The catch will be made. Looks like this grab is going to be Marquez Valdez-Scantling. MVS with his 3rd grab of the day. On 3rd down and 9 from the Pittsburgh 15, Marquez Valdez-Scantling picks up 14 yards, and it's good for a Pittsburgh Steelers. First down. First down for Pittsburgh. I got a 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 29. The Steelers pushing now. Texans looking to get a stop here. Steelers can take the lead on this drive if they can get in field goal range. A handoff to the right-hand side. It's going to be Kenneth Gainwell. He will be driven backwards, and Jalen Petrie again. Is he the only defensive player on this drive right now? Jalen Petrie has, 4 tackles in the last 5 plays? How is he playing like this? 2nd down and 12 coming up. 2nd down and 12. The camera's focused on him right now, his 4th season in the NFL. 2nd round pick in the 2022 draft out of Baylor. It's a 2nd down and 12. Aaron Rodgers on the left hash, 2 receivers left, 3 receivers to the right. Rodgers will pump fake. Rodgers in trouble. Danielle Hunter on his tail. Rodgers will throw. It's incomplete. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, the intended receiver. This stops the clock with 5:52. It brings up a 3rd down and 12. Football stays at the Pittsburgh 27. And Danielle Hunter, nice spin move right there. Troy Fautanu did not stand a chance. And Danielle Hunter just getting after it. So is Will Anderson Jr. Both of them are looking to bring down Rodgers. Both of them are looking to bring down Rodgers. And you can see that Aaron Rodgers out of gas right now. You still got more time to play, Mr. Rodgers. Can't give up now, sir. Play clock down to 3. Snap coming in from the left hash. Rodgers airs this out. This is a deep shot. This is going to be a money ball. Incomplete. No flag on the play. Kamari Lassiter, the defender in stride right there. Shot up to Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin pleading with the officials for a flag. He's not going to get it. Kamari Lassiter, good defense here. A little tug on that play. Would you think that's enough for a DPI? I don't know, man. I don't think that's enough for a DPI. I don't think that's enough for a pass interference. I think that was overthrown. I don't know that that pass was even catchable. Here is the punt. This one goes back to the Houston Texans. Texans will return. No fair catch signaled. 20, 25, 30. Down at the 30-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Okay, man, more punts than points today. At least it feels that way. Lots of punts for both sides. Only 1 touchdown in today's game. It has been the Houston Texans. 3 turnovers for Houston. 3 turnovers today for Houston. Thank you, Steelers, for keeping us in the game. Rodgers should have retired in 1989. My gosh. Oh, not this guy again, says TJC. Who is it, TJC? Who is it? Props to the old guy, though, for still ballin', says Doug. Looks like we got a new channel member. It is Reba. Reba Cat Daughtry? What's going on, Reba? Thanks for checking in. Sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. Welcome to First Downs. Welcome to First Downs. Looks like Emil saying that you're smart if you bet the under. Well, the over-under for today's game was 38 points. This is definitely an under game for sure. Someone asked earlier, hold on, I got to address this because someone asked a question on the Super Chat earlier about Lamb or Pickens. I want to make sure I address that because someone did drop a super to ask that question. So I would still, maybe this is just me, I would still take CeeDee Lamb. George Pickens hasn't necessarily been paid by Dallas yet. When you pay a man as much as you pay CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott, and when those two guys have the rapport that they do, if CeeDee Lamb can stay healthy, I believe CeeDee Lamb will be the correct choice next year. But again, that's not betting advice. That is not fantasy football advice. That's just some guy in his home studio in San Antonio, Texas, on the internet saying what he would do. Want to make that abundantly clear. Okay. Let's see. Yo, bro. What is name? My name is Mario. I think Glenn, you're trying to find out what my name is. My name is Mario. You're watching Football Nation. You can see this right down here, Football Nation, FN. That's why we like to have fun on this channel. We make it a little bit adult, and we say on this channel, let's FN go. Get it? Football Nation, FN Sports, Football Nation. Okay. All right. Just a little play on words there. That's all. Okay, folks. So 1st and 10, we got someone else, a new First Down channel member. Welcome, Claudina. Claudina Harmon, new member. What's going on? All right, folks, commercial break is now over. It's 1st and 10. Mr. Mojo says, I'm confused. Don't start, Mr. Mojo. A throw to the right-hand side. Catch is going to be made by Xavier Hutchinson. It's a 5-yard pickup. It's a 2nd down and 5. Mr. Mojo. Oh, Mr. Mojo. 5 minutes and 15 seconds here left to go. That's so funny. 5 minutes and 15 seconds here left to go. It's a 2nd down and 5 at the Houston Texans 35. Texans with possession. Still in the huddle here, actually. They've broken the huddle. Dalton Schultz is on the motion to the bottom of the screen. He is your motion man. A handoff to Woody Marks. A flag comes in. I'm wondering if this is going to be an illegal shift. Let's stop the clock with 4:53. Yeah, they're going to call this illegal motion. Yeah, illegal motion here, illegal shift on the offense here. On the offense here. That'll be a 5-yard penalty on Dalton Schultz. The man definitely was not set. So it was a 3rd down and 5. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. We're going to – actually, it was a 2nd down and 5. Excuse me. 2nd down and 5. It was a 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down. It's now 2nd down and 10. This backs them up from the Houston 35 to the Houston 30. 2nd down coming up. Taking the snap and with time, trying to slip away. C.J. Stroud gets back to the line of scrimmage. He's going to be tackled here. It's going to go down as a sack by Harmon. So Harmon is going to wrap up C.J. Stroud and drop C.J. Stroud at the line of scrimmage. It brings up a 3rd down and 10. Can the Pittsburgh Steelers defense get off the field? Houston, man, Dalton Schultz was wide open, C.J. He was wide open, CJ. Doesn't matter. That Houston offensive line could not contain the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here comes a 4-man rush. C.J. Stroud to the right-hand side looking for Nico Collins, who slipped at the top of the route. Joey Porter Jr., happy to see that happen, but that pass will go down as incomplete. 3rd down and 10. Incomplete pass at the Houston Texans 30-yard line. Intended for Nico Collins. Sails out of bounds. So this will bring up a 4th down and 10. Man, Nico Collins so close. C.J. Stroud trying to keep that out of harm's way, but here's the punt team. The punt goes up, up, and away. This punt goes back, way back to the 10-yard line. A return to the 15, the 20. The 25-yard line, maybe the 24. It's 1st and 10 for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We stop the clock with 3:42, and it looks like Aaron Rodgers is going to take the field now. See if they cut to another break. They might be cutting to another break. Bop It gifting out 5 Football Nation memberships. Let's go, Bop It. Stefanova went by a different name once a long, long time ago. Folks, we're cutting to another commercial break. Another one. You know what's crazy? Is that this game is no better than last night's game, but it feels better than last night's game. Last night's game between the Patriots and the Chargers felt like it was just dragging on. But today's game, despite it being a very low-scoring game, despite it being a very low-scoring game, still seems entertaining enough, man. It still seems good enough. Folks, we've cut to a quick break here. We've cut to a quick commercial break because the Houston Texans just punted the football away. The Pittsburgh Steelers now have the football. They'll start this drive on the 24-yard line. For those of you who are just checking in during the second half, let's show off the playoff brackets here. In the AFC, folks, the winner of this game will go on to face the New England Patriots. We already know the rest of the playoff picture here. This is the last piece of this puzzle. We're just figuring out who's going to get it right now. Texans or Steelers, regardless of who wins, they will be traveling to New England to face the Patriots. The Broncos next week will be playing the Buffalo Bills. The Broncos will be well rested. The Bills going to be riding the high of having beat the Jacksonville Jaguars. 96K, says Cody McGehee. I saw it. I didn't want to get overly excited about it because the ultimate goal is to get to 100K, which we're not going to get there today, but we've got a few more opportunities to get there this season. Fingers crossed that we will get there. Cody, thanks for the update, sir. Okay, on the other side, folks, be careful what you wish for, says Mr. Mojo. Uh-oh, ominous. Seattle Seahawks, San Francisco 49ers. The Seattle Seahawks, number 1 in the NFC. The San Francisco 49ers beat the Philadelphia Eagles. They are the lowest remaining seed after everything was said and done, so the 49ers face the Seattle Seahawks. The Chicago Bears, the second highest seed, has home field advantage. The Los Angeles Rams next week will face the Chicago Bears. And before anybody asks, yes, I'm covering all of these games. I will be covering all of the playoff games, including this year's Super Bowl. Made it official. I will be doing the Super Bowl this season as well. Folks, the commercial break is over. The Pittsburgh Steelers on the right hash right now from the 24-yard line. Aaron Rodgers under center, waits for the snap, takes it, fakes it. Rodgers airs it out, upfield, catch is made, top shelf. Big grab. Looks like Adam Thielen turns back the hands of time. Okay, Aaron Rodgers connects with Adam Thielen here. The ex-Packer with the ex-Viking. Not something you say every day, huh? Not something you see every day there, huh? Looks like the Eagles need an oil change, says Greasy Flight. BS Movington saying, where is DK Metcalf? DK Metcalf is being shaded by the second best or the best secondary in the NFL. A handoff to the left-hand side. Ooh, a play action there. Rodgers will find a man, and this one is going to be Jonnu Smith. 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 45. Goes to the left-hand side. Jonnu Smith does make the catch on the left-hand side, but he goes backwards on the play. 2nd down and 11. Moving the football from the Pittsburgh 45 to the Pittsburgh 44. Pittsburgh Steelers with possession. It is now 2nd down and 11. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Got to figure something out. Got to find a way to take the lead. It doesn't matter if you're leading at the start of the game. You want to have the lead at the end of the game. Shotgun formation. 4-man rush coming in against Rodgers. Rodgers against Danielle Hunter. Hunter's arm comes in, and Rodgers has to let it fly. The pass is incomplete. It brings up a 3rd down and 11. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go. Football stays at the Pittsburgh 44. Football stays at the Pittsburgh 44. It's 3rd down. Is this magnetic? What is this? Okay, it doesn't matter. Does not matter. 3rd down and 11. Pittsburgh 44-yard line. 2 minutes left to go. Shotgun formation. Rodgers will take it. Looking to the left. Airs this out. It's fumbled. It's fumbled. It's recovered by Pittsburgh. But it goes backwards. McCormick has to throw himself down on top of it. That's never good. McCormick had to jump down on top of it. Danielle Hunter forces a fumble. It's a loss of 9. It brings up a 4th down and 20. And now the Pittsburgh Steelers will punt again in this game. Man, Danielle Hunter bullying Aaron Rodgers out there. A punt and a return. Jalen Knoll out past the 20. Call it the 20, well, looks like the 25-yard line. Shy of the 25-yard line. 1:29 here left to go. It's 1st and 10 at the 23 for the Houston Texans. Oh, man. I've got 90 seconds left to go in the third quarter, and then one final quarter for this week here on Football Nation. Another, guess where we're going with this, guys. Looks like another TV timeout. So they're taking a TV timeout. And let's take a quick look at the chat. Let's take a quick look at the analytics here. In this game, ladies and gentlemen, we have a 1-point difference between the two. We've got 18,000 people watching this live stream. Shout out to those of you hanging out with me today. Welcome to Football Nation. Appreciate y'all being here. My name is Mario, Super Mario, if that helps y'all remember. And look, I know that a lot of people have commitment issues, so they don't like to subscribe to new channels. I get it. I was like that too. Not even going to ask you guys to subscribe. If y'all are watching and you're how I used to be before I got married and had some serious commitment issues and don't feel comfortable subscribing to the channel, do me a favor, just smash the like button. That's all I ask. I'll stay here for the rest of this game for you guys. Just do me a favor and smash that like button. That way we can keep this channel operational. That way the algorithm continues to push us towards folks like you who are looking for the content to keep yourselves informed. Chat coming in right now. Super chat saying rookies. Game doesn't have that. Feels like a big play could happen at any moment. You know, that is kind of true, Sean. It does kind of feel that way. Like there is no punch to this game, at least not offensively. But the sacks that we've seen and the turnovers that we've seen and the duress that we've seen. Yesterday's game seemed like sloppy offense on both sides and sloppy football on both sides. Today's game seems like really, really good defense on both sides. Between Danielle Hunter and Jalen Petrie and what we've seen on this side for the Houston Texans and TJ Watt and Patrick Queen and Joey Porter and what we're seeing on this defensive side, everyone is stepping up on the defensive sides on both sides. And even though they're not big offensive plays, we are definitely getting a healthy dose of big defensive plays. The last time a 40-plus-year-old quarterback played in the wild card, he went on to win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, 2021. Almost true. That is almost true. You know how I know? Because the last time that Tom Brady played in a wild card game, he lost to my Dallas Cowboys and retired from football. So, anyways, let's get back to this. A wind-up and a pitch up the middle on 1st and 10. The pass is incomplete. It brings up 2nd down. 2nd down and 10 with 1:25. Thanks for those supers, guys. Thanks for those supers. 2nd down and 10. 1:25. The pass is incomplete. Houston Texans with the football. Let's make a quick adjustment here. Okay, Houston Texans with the football at their own 23-yard line. Nico Collins has been struggling today, and Joey Porter Jr. has been all over him today as well. Another pass broken up. Looks like Nico Collins was actually injured on that play. So there goes Nico Collins. That is not good news for the Houston Texans, and that is putting it mildly. Also, Collins had to eat some grass right there. He's still got grass in the top of his helmet up here. In this area, his head went straight down. The crown of his head hit the turf. So he might be getting looked at for concussion protocol. Shotgun formation. It is 2nd down and 10 at the Houston 23. Lined up on the right hash. CJ Stroud was not paying attention. Another bad snap. Another muffed snap. And Alex Highsmith almost came up with the football. This will bring up a 3rd down and 15 as that play had to be aborted there. They had to jump off on it. And it's going to be, honestly, a fumble right here. C.J. Stroud was looking this way and directing traffic on the opposite side. And next thing he knows, the football hits him in the chest. So 3rd down and 15. Houston, 18-yard line. Get your head in the game, CJ. Stroud in a shotgun. Takes it. The blitz is dialed up. Stroud squares up and delivers a deep shot. It's caught! Cross midfield down at the 35. That's Christian Kirk. First down, Houston Texans. What? That is bananas, bro. A 49-yard bomb. 49-yard bomb on a corner route from Christian Kirk. A corner route for Christian Kirk goes for almost 50. 46 yards. Oh, I love it. Christian Kirk gets up and goes. He fixes his pantomime tie. First down. 1st and 10 coming up. This will take us to the end of the third quarter, folks. When we get back, it'll be the start of the fourth quarter here. End of the third, start of the fourth. It's 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh Steelers' 33-yard line. The man literally went from the Houston 18 to the Pittsburgh 33 on one play. Looks like a super just came in right now. Give me one moment. Everyone give... Nah, dude, don't worry about that, Ben Trusty. Don't worry about that, dude. Look, man, we never ask for supers on this channel. We never ask for supers on this channel. I do appreciate you trying, though, Ben. Thank you very much. Rodgers will act like it's, yeah, crazy. Stroud is a wuss, says Umad Libby. Well, I mean, he might be. What do you think about Jerry Jones? Jerry Jones is, I love Jerry Jones. He's great. He's the best GM that the Dallas Cowboys could ever possibly have. I think he should be around. He should stick around forever. I'm sorry. No, dude. Definitely not a fan of Jerry Jones. Not anymore, at least. Shout-outs to Robert Zamora gifting out one Football Nation membership. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the third quarter. Fourth quarter is on the horizon, and we will know for sure who is advancing to the divisional round after 15 minutes of regulation time. Whoa, take a look at this. Timmy, shout-outs to my gorgeous wife, Lynn. I enjoy watching. A new subscriber. Keep it up. Timmy. Okay. Timmy with a blessing on the channel. A 300 on the super. Was that a typo? Was that a typo there? Tim, Lynn. Tim and Lynn. Lynn and Tim. Shout out to my gorgeous wife, Lynn. I enjoy watching. New subscriber. Keep it up. Okay. Hashtag blessed. Dropping some love on this channel. Thank you, Tim. Thank you very much. Honestly, I'm at a loss of words. Me. I know. It's like, it's crazy when we have people come in here who are just so generous. Like FDJC Engine, like Tim, like Send It, like a big handful of people. Who's the Silent? Silent is another one who always comes in and will bless the channel from time to time. How hurt does Nico Collins look? He's hurt. He is hurt. 1st and 10, a handoff to the right-hand side. The Houston Texans have possession. The opening play of the fourth quarter is a 1st and 10 from the Pittsburgh 36. A flag comes in immediately, and this is not going to look good for Houston. Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay. First down. Replay. First down. So it's a 1st and 20 coming up right now after the 10-yard penalty. Whoops, not 1st and 230. 1st and 20. 14 minutes and 45 seconds on the clock. They've punched this one back in. Okay. Terrible towel is spinning here. I can see the Steelers getting fired up on this play. A handoff for the Houston Texans, though, and they move the football from the Pittsburgh 46 to the Pittsburgh 39. Oh, is that Nico Collins? Being carted off the field with a towel on his head. Nico Collins, let's watch the replay here. Oh, he went down, and it could be a lower leg extremity. Nico Collins has the towel over his head so nobody can see him, and he is being carted away, folks. 39-yard line. It's 2nd down and 13. C.J. Stroud looks to the left, delivers to the left. Christian Kirk brings the football out to the 32. It's 3rd down and 6. Something tells me we will not be seeing Nico Collins. Jerry Jones did Tom Landry dirty, says Redeemed Patriot. That's ancient history, but you're not wrong. But you're not wrong about that. Anyways, not relevant to today's game. Right now, we've got a 3rd down and 6. The football at the Pittsburgh Steelers' 32-yard line. We are in Kaimi Fairbairn field goal range. We've got motion on the field right now from Christian Kirk. C.J. Stroud takes the snap against the blitz. He looks to the left and throws to the left, looking for a man. No flag on the play. This one looks like that was intended for Jaden Higgins. It's incomplete and stops the clock with 3 minutes and 12 seconds. It brings up a 4th down and 6. It brings up a 4th down and 6. C.J. Stroud, another incomplete pass, folks. Here comes a 51-yard field goal for Kaimi Fairbairn. 51-yarder. Gonna line this thing up and step off to the side. They're lined up on the left hash. The kick is up. That kick almost to the moon is a beautiful kick, and it's points on the board. We put 3 points on the board. The kick is up and the kick is good. Straight down the middle, the Houston Texans now lead by 4, which means Aaron Rodgers will have to answer back with a touchdown to stay alive in this game. A field goal does very little here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we get points, and we're going to see a kickoff here in just a moment. Looks like another super just popped in right now. This man is a one-man announcer. I've got a friend who helps out here. Better than TV, 100 subs, 100K subs incoming, says the One Stop Trader. Thank you, One Stop Trader. Thank you, Mr. One Stop Trader. Let's go. Again, incredible super chat here from Tin as well, man. Okay. So, bye-bye Steelers. Happy retirement, Aaron and Adam. Slant to Chubb, says Emil. Let's go to 100K, says Mark. We're working on it right now. This is a one-man band, says the Mr. Mojo. Well, sometimes it is Muhammad Al-Me, but I have been very fortunate this season that my best friend has been able to help out, and he's been a huge support on this channel, guys. I would not have time to put together all of these graphics if I was doing it by myself. This is data entry. All of this stuff is data entry. We have to update the drive charts, both offense and defensive sides. Now we have to start updating this slide. We always bring you guys the next 5, and we do it for both teams. I would not be able to do all of this on my own and still have a work-life balance with my wife and my infant son and all of those things. So I do want to make sure that we give Santino his credit and give that man his flowers because he deserves it. These comparisons here, the defensive comparisons, the running back comparisons, all of these things, last year when I was doing half the amount of games, when I was doing it all by myself and working the full-time job, it was damn near impossible. This year, he's allowed me to have some time back with my family, and I'm really thankful to have a friend like that, man. So, Santino, if you're watching, dude, I love you, brother. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for all of what you've done for Football Nation this year. We've got basketball around the corner, though, bro, so if you're watching, buckle up. We got a lot more work to do, Santino. We got a lot more work to do. Stephanie, thank you. I do. I definitely do. We definitely do, Stephanie. Thank you for the super chat. Here is the kickoff, folks. The Pittsburgh Steelers will return. The 10, the 20, the 25, the 30, down past the 30-yard line at the 31. Feed Sammy chicken, says Kenneth Caro. We do. We do. Chicken rice is one of his favorites right there. Let's see. Let's go get Santino a beer, says 90s. We're actually planning to go do that this Thursday. He and I, we're actually looking to bring another person in on Football Nation for next season. So we're going to talk about prospects this week. Little insight for those of you watching. Anyways, folks, I do need to step away from the chat. Please hold your super chats till the end. 1st and 10, the snap coming in, a handoff to the left side. Kenneth Gainwell on 1st and 10 moves the football from the Pittsburgh 31 to the Pittsburgh 45. It's good for a first down. Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That'll work. Okay, folks. We got about like 20,000 people watching right now. This is why I'm so thankful, because I get to spend time with my son, and we get to watch football together, right, Sammy? Shotgun formation, 45-yard line. 45-yard line. 2 receivers left, 3 receivers, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 4-man rush coming in. Rodgers will pump fake, airs this out to the left-hand side. Up in the air. Oh, this should be incomplete. I don't think Calvin Austin caught it. I think this brings up a 2nd down and 10. What do you think, little man? Yeah? Yeah or no? 2nd down and 10? He doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know what to say. I'm going to give you back. You got him? You going to say hi to the people? There you go. That's going to go down as incomplete, guys. It's 2nd down and 10. Thanks for bringing him up. Love you, buddy. I'll see you in a few minutes, okay? You need to be in bed. You should be going to sleep right now. It's 2nd down and 10. 12 minutes and 14 seconds. The play clock down to 2. Rodgers in a shotgun. Play clock to 0. He'll take it and hand this off to Kenneth Gainwell, who's going to be dropped. Dropped on the play, and that'll be a tackle for a loss. A loss of 2. 3rd down and 12 coming up now. Football at the Pittsburgh 43. Football backed up to the Pittsburgh 43-yard line. Okay, guys, let's get in it. 3rd down and 12. He's really watching me. He's still up here right now. He's really watching what his dad's doing right now. Empty backfield. Rodgers waits for the snap. Trips to the right-hand side, 2 to the left-hand side. 11.5 left to go in this football game. From the 43-yard line, Aaron Rodgers is in trouble, and Rodgers is sacked. He fumbles the ball. It's picked up. This could be a thick 6. I think it's a scoop and score and a touchdown for the Houston Texans. I have no voice remaining. Touchdown, Houston. Wow. It's a thick 6. The big man picks up that football right there. A big scoop and score. Sheldon Rankins gonna get the touchdown today for the Houston Texans defense. The score is 16-6, and that might be all she wrote. That might be all she wrote. Oh, man. Aaron Rodgers smashed from behind. Picking up the football, Sheldon Rankins just being chased by everyone. Not moving very fast. My gosh, Aaron Rodgers getting obliterated on that play. So 11 minutes and 23 seconds left to go. The extra point attempt is up and good, and it's an 11-point game now with 11:23 left to go in this one. Like I said, guys, don't need C.J. Stroud to do much. All he's got to do is drive the bus. If Stroud can drive the bus, the defense will do its job. What a play. No, says Brandy Connor. No, says Brandy Connor. Some of y'all saying, that's brutal, man. Now Sheldon Rankins knows how to play? Where was that before? Sheldon picked up the football and took it, man. Okay. Mike Tomlin chokes again, says Paul G. Okay, so if Tomlin and the Steelers lose this game, is Tomlin fired? Yes or no? If the Steelers lose this game, is Mike Tomlin fired? Yes or no? 100%, I see someone say. There's the kickoff over to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This one is returned from the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25. Kenneth Gainwell tries to get to the 30. He does. Tries to get to the 35. He'll be down at the 33. So 33-yard line. It'll bring up a 1st and 10 now for the Pittsburgh Steelers with 1:16 left to go. I most certainly say yes, says Jason Bills fan. Sherry saying it's doubtful, though. Tomlin to Green Bay. Well, they got to get rid of LaFleur first. Could you imagine if Tomlin went over to Okay, so I saw something today. Adam Schefter posted today that Mike McDaniel, head coach that just got fired from the Dolphins, went to the Browns to go be interviewed, and someone said, that's the most Browns thing I've ever seen. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Pittsburgh Steelers air this out. Deep shot upfield. It's incomplete. Intended for Pat Freiermuth. 2nd down and 10. 1:11 left to go. The score is 17-6, folks. The score is 17-6. Okay. I got a 2nd down and 10. The Pittsburgh Steelers have possession. 11-11 on the clock. Make a wish, Steelers fans. Make a wish. You're down by 2 possessions, down by 11 here. Rodgers will take it. Rodgers up the middle. Catch made by Jaylen Warren on 2nd down and 10. It'll be a gain of about 5. It brings up a 3rd down and 5. Call it a 3rd down and 6. That moves the football from the Pittsburgh 33 to the Pittsburgh 37. Hurry up offense here for Aaron Rodgers. Delivers up the middle again. A must-need grab, and Pat Freiermuth with strong hands there makes the catch, but there's a flag on the play, so hold the phone. There's a flag on the play. Aaron Rodgers got to it quick. I love when Aaron Rodgers does this, man. 12 men on the field against the Houston Texans. This is going to be declined by the Pittsburgh Steelers. The result of the play is going to be a 1st down here. Pat Freiermuth makes the grab through insane contact. Reed and Ta'oto'o try to sandwich the man on the hit. Doesn't matter. Way to hang on to that football for Pat Freiermuth. Looks like an absolute G out there. Aaron Rodgers now at the 45-yard line in Texans territory. 4-man rush against Rodgers. He steps through the pocket. Does he fumble the ball again? I think he did, but he recovered his own fumble. It's a 2nd down and 13. That's going to go down as a sack on Fotu, who makes the play. Down goes Rodgers. 2nd down and 13. It backs them up to the Houston 48. Backs them up to the Houston 48. Aaron Rodgers trying to tell the official that that's roughing the passer. No, you were scrambling, dude. Not a roughing the passer. 2nd down and 13. 3-man rush comes in. 4th man comes in late. Rodgers goes to the left-hand side, delivers a rocket. This one intended for DK Metcalf, and Kalen Bullock is there to break that up. The pass is incomplete. 9:40 left to go. I haven't seen Aaron Rodgers throw a fastball like that in years. I seriously have not seen Aaron Rodgers deliver a fastball like that in so long. He put everything into that. He crow-hopped into that. And it was such a tight spiral, too. DK Metcalf, actually, he hit his target. DK Metcalf, another drop for him today. Another drop for DK Metcalf. 3rd down and 13, 49-yard line. Rodgers against the 4-man rush. It's tipped in the air. It's incomplete. This brings up a 4th down and 13, and I think they got to go for it, right? 4th down and 13 at the Houston 48. You're down by 2 possessions in the 4th quarter with less than 10 minutes left to go. Can you sit by and not go for it, or do you have to go for it now? Or do you have to go for it now? I wonder. This is no man's land, right? So they can't kick a field goal from here. They're going to settle for the punt. They're going to settle for the punt. There it is. They send this back. A punt with a lot of hang time. It's going to be signaled a fair catch at about the 13. So 1st and 10 coming up for Houston. Houston takes over at the 13-yard line with 9 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in this football game. And it feels like Houston just has to control the football now at this point. Steph. Okay, let's take a look at what Steven says. Steven with the super right now, saying, if this is the last game of Rodgers' NFL career, it's fitting to choke in a home playoff game. Go Pittsburgh, says Steven Pascano Podcast. What's up, Steven? Salvador saying, hey, at Football Nation, no spamming, please. Okay. All right, guys. Rodgers, retire, please, says Shane. TJ, it's time to shine. Reading more of these. Looks like Siri Vlogs saying this game is over. Castle Lord saying thanks for making the NFL and college playoffs so enjoyable. I don't even miss my cable TV because it's so much fun here. Castle Lord, thank you, my friend. Dude, thanks, bro. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Look at all these supers that have come in today. We've been blessed today. Tim, biggest super of the year. FDJC Engine also came in and blessed the channel early on today. Castle Lord coming in and dropping a super. Steven coming in and dropping a super. So many today. I feel lucky to have found this community. Some people will argue that this community found me, but I think this community always existed, man. I think this community always existed, and I'm just thankful that you guys are here with me, watching us reach new heights as we inch closer and closer to that silver play button, which is right here, dude. Just need to get to 100,000. We're getting there. We're on our way. We'll get there soon. Everything in time. Tomlin has managed to keep the Steelers above 500, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe give him another year and just call me AI. Okay. Call you AI or Al? Call you Al. I think that's Al. Hard to tell. The letter L lowercase is always difficult. Al, thank you very much. Thanks again for the super, Al. Texans Bears, if they win, what, for the Super Bowl? Texans Bears Super Bowl, how crazy would that be? First and 10 coming up, 9 minutes and 29 seconds here for the Houston Texans. Texans, C.J. Stroud under center. Stroud will hand this off to Woody Marks. On first and 10 from the 13-yard line, Woody Marks will pick up 2 yards. It starts the clock and brings up a second down and 8. Second down and 8. Folks, if you're leaving comments right now, y'all know how this goes. I read comments when I can during commercial breaks, but right now we have action on the field. So, unless I get a chime in my headphones, I won't be able to see what is coming in. And even if I do get a chime in my headphones, please be patient. I'll try to read those supers as soon as I can during the commercial breaks. On second down and 8, a quick dump off to the left-hand side. It is Jaden Higgins who makes the grab, and that's good for a Houston Texans first down. Second down and 8. Short gains enough to just barely move the sticks is what's going to chew away at this clock. DeMeco Ryans is playing short and medium plays right now. That's what he's calling up for this offense. 8:25 on it. They don't need to snap anything here quickly. We can get close to the 8-minute marker with the play clock still at 9. Stroud taking his time. 5 seconds, 4, 3. A handoff to, looks like Nick Chubb this time. Chubb is stopped on the initial surge. He'll fight to pick up one more. First and 10, looks like a second down and 8 coming up at the Houston 26. That moves the football from the Houston 24 to the 26-yard line. Yaya Black and Patrick Queen in to make the stop. Second down and 8. Time is ticking. Time is ticking. Steelers need to get the football back, and they need to get it back quickly here. They are still down by 11 points. The Houston Texans up by 2 possessions as we hit the midway point of this fourth quarter. Stroud under center at the 26-yard line. Play clock down to 4. A handoff to the right-hand side. Nick Chubb finds some gaps here doesn't really do a whole lot with it. He picks up 4 more yards. It's a 3rd down and 4. 7 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. 7:15 left to go. The Houston Texans on 3rd down and 4 from the Houston 30-yard line are looking to convert here. If they can convert this 3rd down, situation goes from bad to worse for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The smiles in Pittsburgh have disappeared. The Texans have literally come in here and melted some faces. Here's the snap. Gonna throw this one, and it's caught on the run. Christian Kirk, 50, 45, 40, 35-yard line. Goes down at the 35. They're calling it the 37. It's gonna be a 30-yard grab right there. It's going to be a 33-yard catch right now for Christian Kirk, and it's another Houston Texans first down. First down for Houston. It was 3rd down and 4 from the Houston 30. They go from the Houston 30 to the Pittsburgh 37. So the Texans definitely starting to salt this thing away. Starting to salt this thing away. All the smiles in Pittsburgh. You can feel it. You can see it leaving the faces right now. A handoff to the right-hand side. Looks like a 2-yard gain on 1st and 10 from the 35. It's a 2nd down and 8 at the 37. Getting up from the ground right now with 5:45 left to go. Woody Marks is in right now. By the way, Christian Kirk, what a day for Christian Kirk. 9 targets, 8 receptions, 144 yards, and a receiving touchdown. He leads all players in fantasy points today, even more than the quarterbacks. Christian Kirk has more points than both quarterbacks and Woody Marks combined. What? Fact. Play clock down to 3. A handoff here to the left-hand side, and Nick Chubb takes this one from the 35 to the 30. It's 2nd down and 8. 5-yard gain brings up a 3rd down and 3. 5:05 left to go. C.J. Stroud just driving the bus, man. C.J. Stroud is just driving the bus here. Okay. Christian Kirk checking back in. That's insane, dude. The numbers for Christian Kirk. 28 fantasy points. More than both quarterbacks combined. And you can add in Woody Marks and Nick Chubb, for that matter, and Christian Kirk still has more fantasy points than all of them combined. 3rd down and 3. Full point PPR formats, by the way. 3rd down and 3. Nick Chubb up the middle. He picks up about 8. That's going to be another first down, but hold the phone. There's a flag. It's going to be an offsides on the defense, guys. Offsides on the defense. This penalty will be declined. The result of the play, first down, Houston Texans. So the Texans continue their march. We are just about at the red zone. This 4:20 left to go. Pittsburgh Steelers fans, it's not over till it's over. But this is a bad spot to be in. Now, your saving grace is the fact that C.J. Stroud has struggled here today inside the red zone. A handoff. This goes backwards. It'll be a loss of a yard. 4:21 here left to go. Why it took so long to start that clock, I don't know. But I got a 2nd down and 11. Tech G0490. Dropped a super. Take a look at this right now. Looks like this super said, have a great day and God bless. Thank you, Tech. Thank you very much, Tech. And Castle, thanks again for this super, dude. I appreciate you, Castle Lord. All right, guys. 2nd down and 11. Play clock down to 4. A handoff to the left-hand side. Woody Marks takes it inside the red zone, down at the 16-yard line. This will bring up a 3rd down. There's another flag on this play. Hold the phone once again. Let's find out what this flag is going to be. Could be a holding on the offense. Could make it a 2nd down and 21. Replay of 2nd down. Let's find out what the penalty is. Ooh, that's no good. This is going to be a personal foul. Face mask. Nick Herbig on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Herbig will take off the helmet and spike it to the ground. Herbig, with her big mistake. It's going to bring up a first and goal, folks. And the Houston Texans, if they can punch it in right now, this game is done. 3:43 left to go. Aaron Rodgers already trying to figure out where they're going on vacation. First and goal. Motion from Jalen Knoll. Looks like a false start this time. It's got to be on the left side of the formation here. It is a false start. Flag comes in. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay. First and goal. It was first and goal from the 8. It becomes first and goal from the 13-yard line. First and goal from the 13. 3:43 here left to go. 19 straight seasons without a losing record. Longest streak to start NFL career by any head coach. They're talking about Mike Tomlin right there. Anyways, we've got a first and goal. We've got a single back. Stepping back in motion from Cade Stover. Stover is there to block. They hand this to Waddy Marks, and Waddy Marks will score a touchdown! Waddy Marks is in for 13 yards. Touchdown! The Houston Texans just do not take their foot off the gas right now. They are not losing sight of this game or squandering this lead. Houston Texans now up 23-6 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it feels like this one might be done, folks. Feels like this one might be dang close to being done. Doo-doo-doon, doon, doon. Another one bites the dust. Kick is up. Extra point attempt is good. It's 24-6, and they have quadrupled the Pittsburgh Steelers score. Quadrupled the Pittsburgh Steelers score. Okay, man. Likely going to go to another commercial break here. What a crazy game that we have watched today, man. What a crazy game that we have watched today. It's absolutely over, says Dennis. Pretty dang close, Dennis. Pretty dang close. They broke the steel beams, says T-Hop. Steely McBeam. Would have been a better game with the Ravens, says Say-Nay. Texans defense is going to be massive. Yeah, it's going to be tough to beat this this team. First rookie with 100-plus rushing yards. Is that what it said? First rookie with 100-plus rushing yards and a touchdown in the postseason? Is that what it said? Didn't quite catch that. Rusty saying, happy dance overload. Happy dance overload. No, Sheldon Boone. Nico Collins was carted off the field with the towel over his head so nobody can see his emotions. Nico Collins is not coming back. I don't think this season at all. Even if the Texans advance, they'll be doing this without Nico. Here is the kickoff, and we get a return out to the 20, the 25, down shy of the 30 at the 29-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Okay. 1st and 10 coming up now for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers now have the football. They'll start this drive on the 29-yard line. When the Texans advance, says Bradley O'Bradley. Okay. Mike Tomlin is a bum, says Tony. Maybe we can get a wide receiver, says John. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe in this draft. We'll talk about the draft here. Stick with me, guys. You know, this game is almost over. We got 3:33 left to go. Pittsburgh Steelers with the football. Aaron Rodgers takes the snap in the shotgun, looks to the left. This one's swatted down at the line of scrimmage. The pass is incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10. Aaron Rodgers with his green 19. Can't do it right now because my voice is shot. Can't do it right now because my voice is shot. Super shot. Okay. Hail Mary, coach. Do the Hail Mary. 2nd down and 10. He said green 19. You heard him say it. Another incomplete pass to the left-hand side. It brings up a 3rd down and 10. These are dink and dunk passes that the players keep dropping. Orale, looking and sounding sharp, homie. Gracias, my man. Hank Padilla. Vamos. Vamos, mi gente. Salud. Salud, salud, salud. To you and yours, my friend. Cheers. Third down and 10. Atomic with another super. As a Cowboys fan, Texas is my home. Go Texans. I'm with you, Atomic. Go Spurs, go. 3:27, third down and 10 from the 29-yard line. Aaron Rodgers will check this one down. Catch will be made by Kenneth Gainwell. It's 4th down and 5, and you're not punting now. You got to go for it. You have to go for it here. 4th down and 5. No punting now. You're down by 18 with less than 3 minutes left to go. It would take a full-on miracle. I don't think this could actually work. But we've seen miracles happen in the past with Pittsburgh. Not this time! It's intercepted! The Houston Texans bring it back! The 30, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5! It's a pick six! Touchdown, Houston! Whoa! Bro! The Houston Texans with a pick six at the end of this game. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are just, I need a button that goes, Yahweh! Yahweh! The Steelers want this to be over so bad, dude. Yahweh! No mames, pinche idiota, güey. Oh, no. La caída de los Steelers, bro. No la caída de Edgar. La caída de los Steelers. 2:39 left to go. Oh, man. Just wrecked here, dude. Wrecked. Okay. 30-6. Oh, we got to get the extra point attempt, right? We're still waiting for the extra point to make it 31-6. Can you imagine if DeMeco Ryans was just like, two, go for 2. Timeout called here by Houston. Timeout going to be called here by Houston to avoid the delay of game. Too much celebrating on the sideline. Everybody's celebrating right now. C.J. Stroud with 1 touchdown. The Houston Texans defense with 2. So there you go. There you go. Gosh. NFL playoffs about to be what a game, man. What a game. Houston Texans kick is up. That's a bad kick right here. Don't know what happened. He got the top of the football. The extra point attempt is no good. I don't think Fairbairn really cares right now. Extra point attempt is no good. Pittsburgh Steelers about to get the ball now. 2:39 left to go. Pittsburgh Steelers, you know, it's arguable to determine or to say whether or not the Pittsburgh Steelers belonged in the postseason to begin with. It's questionable, right, to know if the Pittsburgh Steelers should have even been here to begin with. Pittsburgh Steelers not as bad as the Carolina Panthers in the postseason. No. Joey Porter Jr., get your hands out of your face. You were grabbing Nico Collins' junk for the first half of this game. You're going to end up with pink eye, big dog. He's crying with his hands in his face, but those are the same hands he used to grab the kutzpah. The same hands he used to grab Nico's kutzpah. So 2:39. Kickoff. Oh, man. Acrisure Stadium is empty. There's the knee. They're going to take this at the 20-yard line. Everybody in Pittsburgh has cleared out. It's 1st and 10. It's 1st and 10. Aaron Rodgers not even taking the field right now. We are going to see Rudolph come out here. Aaron Rodgers not even taking the field with 2:39. The man has been benched. Brutal. Rodgers likely going to retire. He's got some thinking to do. He's got some ayahuasca to do and some dark room retreats before he makes a decision. But We've got a new quarterback in. It's Mason Rudolph. He'll hand this off. They keep it on the ground. It's going to be Jalen Warren who picks up a yard. It's 2nd down and 9. 2:32 left to go. This will take us to the 2-minute warning. You think he benched himself, says Bradley? I don't know. Grandpa Rodgers retirement pick 6 gift, says Bolt Sluna. Yeah, you know? Sometimes how it goes. I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's last play in New England was an interception. Could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it was. Anyways, not cool when a playoff home stadium team, when the fans of a home stadium game leaves 3 minutes before the game is over. We have now hit the 2-minute warning. When we get back, it's 2nd down. They're calling it a 2nd down and 10. For all intents and purposes, folks, this game is pretty much done. If you're still watching, though, and you have not smashed that like button just yet, do me a favor, guys. Do a brother a favor. Smash that like button. Just pound it. Beat it like it owes you money. Anyways, okay, let's take a quick look at this game right now. Take a look at my analytics here. Take a look at the inside right now. Analytics looks like we are over 300,000 views for today's live stream. That's pretty good. Not bad for Monday Night Football, if I do say so myself. Not bad for Monday Night Football, if I do say so myself. Thanks, guys. We're at 96.6. We're at 96.6. Shout out to all of you watching in the Texas area. In case you're curious, live in San Antonio, Texas here. Looks like a super just popped in. Let's take a look at this super. This one coming in looks like a $5 from Love Family. What up, Love Family? Let's go. Anytime, Anna, anytime. Jacob, we got a ways to go, my friend. It'll be a while, but we will get there, Jacob. We will get there. Perry Mason time. Me TV. I think the Steelers are going to come back, says JC Flash. Let's go. Hey, Coach Lenny. Oh, yeah. As a Houston Texans fan there, Coach, I would imagine that you really enjoyed this one for sure. I would imagine that you really enjoyed this game today for sure. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. And unfortunately, Houston Texans do not get home field advantage for next week. Otherwise, you know, would be a possibility to go to one of those games. Hey, you know what's funny, though, Coach? We should plan a game here in San Antonio to go watch the San Antonio Spurs. You, me, Christina, JT, and, you know, our loved ones. It would be a lot of fun to do something like that. Maybe we can coordinate something like that. Maybe JT and I can coordinate it, and you and me and JT and Santino. Maybe it could be a boys' day. Maybe the guys can go out to a basketball game and we can go have some fun. Anyways, thanks for the super, Coach. I appreciate that. All right, guys, 2 minutes here left to go. It's 2nd down and 10. Here's a handoff up the middle. It stays with Jalen Warren. It's a 5-yard gain. It brings up a 3rd down and 5 and gets the clock ticking. Gets this clock ticking here. Because you're a Texan, all sub, says John Payne. Let's go, man. Go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go. You can't hoop, Mario, says Dr. Jeremy. Hey, bro, I can hoop for sure. It's a 4th down and 4. I use the Little Tykes basketball hoop all the time, bro. I swear I'm like 80% from the floor on my son's Little Tykes basketball rim. 4th down and 4, actually a 4th down and 2. That makes me a baller by rule. A look to the left-hand side. The catch is made on there. It's going to be Calvin Austin who makes the grab. It's good for a 1st down. 1:09 here left to go. Garbage time yards for Mason Rudolph. Garbage time yards for Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph is the quarterback who is in. My Steelers heartbroken. Sorry, CEL. But you know what? At least now you get to enjoy the postseason without a horse in the race. Nice run to the left-hand side, and Jalen Warren will pick up 13 on this play. It's good for another Pittsburgh Steelers 1st down. Football to the Houston 43. Any chance your kiddo won't be a Cowboys fan? Fingers crossed, says Al. Al, Yes, there's a very good chance that he won't be a Cowboys fan because his mom is a Packers fan. A handoff here on 1st and 10 with 20 seconds left to go. This will be the final play of the game. I don't see them getting back up. That's enough of that, guys. It's time to take the field. That is it, folks. This is your final. Love Family says, go Texans. You're welcome, Love Family. Appreciate that. Rodgers should go out on a high note. I don't know if he'll be able to. Aaron retired already, says Cash Maze. Javier, thank you. Johnny, thank you. Soundwash saying perfect bracket so far, says Soundwave. Got to give it to Captain Kirk or the Texan Enterprise. Well then. Hasty Bananas, says the Mr. Mojo. What a beatdown, says Progressively Independent. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it. You done it. You done did it now, Aaron. You done did it now, Aaron. So, Houston Texans. It's not over yet, Houston. You guys have a long way to go before you get there. You've got the divisional you got to get through. And your opponent is not an easy one. This is going to be the Houston Texans next week against New England. Houston Texans against New England Patriots next week. That's going to be a really tough matchup. And without Nico Collins, it's going to be even tougher. They're going to have to force Drake May, the possible MVP of this season. Going to have to make him make some mistakes. Aaron Rodgers, you can see he's got a frown on his face. He's definitely not happy about the way this thing went. Anytime, Toon Cheese. Anytime, brother. I was rooting for the old guy, says Ghoulie. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one, says Country. Folks, this is it right now. What's up, Arian Robbie? Have you been here the whole time? There's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of people in here who have been here patiently waiting. You guys who are still hanging out with us, thank you. No, I won't be covering UFL games. UFL, there's just not enough demand for it. But 49ers, Seahawks, Rams, Bears, Bills, Broncos, Texans at Patriots. This will be the divisional round of the postseason coming at you here in a week. Monday Night Football next week is going to be the national championship game for college football, and I will be live for that one. I'm actually expecting to bring in at least 500,000 views on this one, on that particular game. But, you know, I can't predict the future, and none of that really matters. It's all just about keeping y'all entertained. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I got a few minutes. Any questions for me? I got some time. Don't stick around if you've got other things to do, guys. If you've got other things to do, go handle your business. But I'm going to hang out for a little post-game here. It's the final game of the wild card round. We can talk about, honestly, we can talk about all the stuff we watched during this wild card weekend. Bro, the Bears and the Packers were up by 18 points in the third quarter. How did Green Bay lose that game? Someone said, do you take sponsors? Sometimes. Sometimes it depends on what they are. Collins, the next game you're covering? No, Gray. The next game that I'm covering is actually going to be, it looks like the Broncos play at 4:30, 3:30. So Saturday 2 games and Sunday 2 games. Those are the next ones. It'll be Bills and Broncos, LA Rams and Bears. Actually, excuse me. Bills and Broncos and Seahawks 49ers on Saturday. Then we will watch this matchup down below. They're introducing this right now. Bills-Broncos, 3:30 Central Standard Time on Saturday. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday, 49ers and Seahawks. 3:30 Central Standard Time here, Texans and Patriots on Sunday. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, Rams at Bears on Sunday. So, 2 games on Saturday at the top, 2 games on Sunday at the bottom, and then Monday Night Football will be college football. See you next week. Thank you from Australia. Let's go. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. Time for games? Question mark. What kind of games? What kind of games? Who won? Asks Better Grutter. Definitely the Houston Texans won. Changed the possession needle there as well, so it feels more that way. Who's my pick for MVP. My pick for MVP is Matthew Stafford. But that's my personal vote right there. What's with these kickers? How do they choke this bad, dude? We did see a lot of bad kicks this season. Someone asking, any chance you can cover a golf major? Emerson, I'm not the guy to ask for golf. I'll be honest, man. Even if I did know all of the rules to golf, which I don't have a passion for golf like I do for football, basketball, and baseball. That's why I don't cover hockey. It would feel like a chore to me. And while it is work to do what I'm doing, I want to be able to enjoy my work. And I don't know that I would enjoy my work as much if I was covering golf for that. And squeezing in streams just to squeeze in streams, I feel like it wouldn't be – I don't feel like you guys would get the experience that you want, and I sure won't be getting the experience that I want if I force myself to cover golf. Maybe someday when I make some millionaire friends and play more golf, I'll start getting into golf, and then we can cover some golf games. But right now, we're definitely not there. Can you call the Oscars, says Swaggy McNolegs. I don't think I'd do that one either. If I come here all the time, is it called Mario-itis? Only if you miss me. Only if you miss me. Watch UFC or boxing? Yeah, dude. Definitely missed an opportunity not covering that Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua fight. Absolutely could have called UFC and boxing. That is something that I actually did growing up. Not UFC or mixed martial arts. I did karate growing up until I got sidekicked in the stomach and basically had my entire insides collapse. But I was like 10 years old, so I stopped doing karate after that. But I did love watching UFC, and I did like watching boxing. I'd totally cover some of those if I can. Please explain how the Bears end up playing the Rams. We always get the 49ers or the Eagles. Melody, with pleasure. Okay, so this is how it works, Melody. Simple breakdown here, right? We knew for sure, this is directly to you, Melody. We knew for sure that the Seattle Seahawks were the #1 team, right? So they automatically get the pass. The #2 team in the postseason, you can see it right here, is the Chicago Bears. And because the Bears were the highest ranking seed in the NFC and they advanced after beating the Green Bay Packers, they automatically get the home field advantage. That's how that part happened. Then we watched the 49ers and the Eagles game happen, and this is what makes the determination. Well, we actually watched the Rams play first, right? We knew that the Rams were on the other side waiting to see where they were going to go. The 49ers got the win, and because the Seahawks were the #1 team, they now get the luxury of playing the next lowest ranking team, which happens to be the Rams from bottom to top. The Rams advanced. The Seahawks got the pleasure of playing the Rams. The 49ers advanced, and that's why the Bears are hosting the 49ers. I hope that was clear enough right there. I hope that helped. How about the World Cup? I will be covering the World Cup as well, my friend. I will be covering the World Cup there as well. Yes, Donald. Green Bay lost because Matt LaFleur plays to protect the lead, not build his lead. That's Matt LaFleur's MO. That is facts. Who is your coach of the year, Vrabel? I'm going to stand by that. Vrabel or even DeMeco Ryans could be coach of the year. Or even DeMeco Ryans could be coach of the year. Let's see. Will you be covering the Pro Bowl? Man, I don't quite know if I'm going to be doing the Pro Bowl. I'm on the fence about that one. We'll decide here soon enough. Anyways, guys, I got maybe time for a few more questions here. New England is favored by 3. 41.5 over-under seems high, right? Texans to cover? I like the Houston Texans. I love the New England Patriots, even though I'm a Cowboys fan. How about the World Cup in Spanish? No sé si puedo hacer eso. Who's your team from here on out? From here on out, Dr. Jeremy, my dark horse team would be the Houston Texans. Man, I feel like it's going to end up being it's so up in the air, dude. Gun to my head, I had to make a choice right now. I want to say that it's going to be the Patriots, but I think it's going to be the Broncos. And I do think we are going to see Broncos. I think it's going to be Broncos and Seahawks or Broncos and 49ers. But we'll have to just wait and see, huh? We'll just have to wait and see, Jeremy. Okay, guys. Well, thank you, Javier. Thank you so buena onda, hermano. Thank you, Javier. All right, guys. That's it. I think that's all I've got right now. Would you like it if the Cowboys didn't exist? Sometimes. Sometimes I would like it if the Cowboys didn't exist. Anyways, guys, fantastic defensive showing today from the Houston Texans. If you're not scared of this Houston Texans defense, I hope they just put you on notice because they are for real. Anyways, folks, I am done. I am done for the night. I will be seeing some of you later this week. I'm going to be doing a members-only live stream during this week. I think I'm going to be dropping a couple of other pieces of content between now and the Saturday and Sunday football games. Keep an eye out, ladies and gentlemen, for some additional content this postseason. You've been watching Football Nation, folks. My name is Mario Manuel. Until next time, let's effing go. Peace out, y'all.